has got 53 tackles. Clark's got 37 up the middle, and Fitch has got 25. So their backers they're doing their job. I mean, the front line's taking all the abuse, and those guys are getting the tackles in there.
Can tell you that South Bend St. Joe will be the first-round playoff opponent for these Hobart Brickies 2 weeks from tonight, and St. Joe playing against Culver Academy this evening. First quarter score, Culver's jumped out to a 7-0 lead in that one. We'll go ahead and step out for another timeout. When we come back, it'll be time for the national anthem. We'll dial ourselves in on the Hobart Brickies this evening. Then we'll have a coin flip and football, Munster and Hobart tonight on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
State Farm Insurance asked, what if your roommate, we'll call him Einstein, decides to microwave a metal mixing bowl full of cookie dough and sets your apartment on fire? State Farm has an agent for that. See your State Farm agent for auto, renters, frankly all kinds of insurance. Call them today. In Griffith, call Ron Pierce at 821 West 45th Street. Call Ron at 924-3311. In Crown Point, Bob Reese, 152 West Joliet. Call Bob at 663-7337. In Portage, Andrew Radakis at 3153 Willow Creek, Suite A. Call Andrew at 763-2200.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And Baxter Printing has been supporting high school athletics and serving Northwest Indiana for over 50 years. Located at 3837 Ridge Road in Highland, Baxter Printing specializes in all types of commercial and political printing. Whether it's tickets, buttons, mailers, or yard signs, Baxter Printing will help you make the right decisions for your campaign. Call Baxter today at 219-923-1999, your local friendly Union Print Shop. Hobart High School Marching Band is taken to the field. The junior ROTC color guard posting the flag at the midfield stripe, and just about now ready to head down to the sidelines. I'm going to pick up the Hobart fight song first. We've got a minute before the anthem, and you've got some video up here. We have
I have the Cub game on, so we'll be giving you scores as we go. Right now, we're in the top of the second, right, and it's still 0-0.
We're going a little split screen up here. Duck Creek Golf Course, whether you're just enjoying a round of golf or you're having an outing, visit Duck Creek, located at 638 North, 700 West in Hobart.
Yeah, as you said earlier, it's still drizzling out there. It's not letting up, but it's not terribly bad. Thank God there's no lightning. Otherwise, we'd be here till midnight, because any lightning strike within 30 miles or something like that, you've got to sit out and wait for, I think, 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes before you can resume play. So it's just going to be a misty night, which is going to play into the ball slipping out of people's hands and getting good grasp. As you said, it's turf, so it's not going to get muddy, but it's still going to be wet. It's still going to be slick. So hopefully the kids made the adjustment on their spikes that they're wearing tonight.
Now we ask you to join us as we pause and honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Hobart High School's marching band with its rendition of our national anthem. And as Kent told you, it looks a little more severe in terms of rain. When you look up into the banks of lights, you can see the raindrops falling across the way. But when you stick a hand out the window, you catch just a few drops. The umbrellas, though, are out in force. The rain ponchos, the folks who are going to be out in the elements and watching football tonight have definitely come prepared for the worst. And we'll see if this one passes on through. The early talk maybe was that the rain was going to be done before game time, but that clearly not going to happen. So here's a Hobart football team which has won 6 straight. It needs a win tonight. Will match its 7-game win streak of a season ago, averaging 275 yards a game on the ground, largely behind the talented feet of Sam Ehrlich, the 5'10", 176-pound senior quarterback. He's closing in on a 1,000-yard rushing season, 958 yards for the season, 7 touchdowns. He's also thrown for 410, 6 touchdowns, and has been picked off 5 times. Sal Valley is the second half of that 1-2 punch, 87 carries for 638 yards and 6 scores. And when Ehrlich does go to the air, Sam Hicks is the possession receiver. He's your slot guy, 6'2" senior, who doubles as a safety on the defensive side of the football. He's caught 5 balls for 75. They also use him on the jet sweep, and he's picked up 88 yards rushing the football, a touchdown each way. Omina Onoma Capone is the other wideout, 6'2", 180-pounder, so good size, a big target in the end zone, and Ehrlich's taken advantage of that a couple of times. 8 catches, 106 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Onoma Capone. You flip the ball to the defensive side of the football, and to me and to most folks that have been watching the games this season, Kent, that's the story for the Brookies.
Yeah, they've really that's kind of kept them in the games because their offense has sputtered as it did last week with the Highland Trojans, but the defense is the one that's really did a great job, especially over at Andrean, because that was just a slugfest as Rich Ehrlich, Sam's father, told me. It was just a slugfest over there, and the defense really kept them in there as Hobart struggled to get some offense going. But it was it's it's been the cornerstone, and again, like you said, reverting back to the earlier days, defense has always been the strong part of Hobart's success. So, yeah, it's like I said, Pizarski, the kid up the middle, has done a great job. He's really the one that's kind of making things happen on the line and putting things back. But the good thing for Hobart, too, they don't have that many guys going both ways. It looks like they've only got about three or maybe 4 at times going both ways. And Munster the same way. They don't have that many guys going both ways either. So, that's good for both squads that they can go ahead and, get all their team in there, keep guys as fresh as possible throughout the game.
Orion Yestra, 6'2", 205-pound junior, doing some really good work along the defensive line for the Brickies all season long. 39 stops, 6.5 behind the line. He's recorded 4 sacks and forced a fumble. Connor Mangiera is kind of low-key guy. He was the returning starter on the offensive line and has stepped into a position on the defensive line as well and has responded with 37 tackles. Jordan Kraft, the linebacker, 6'2", 205, and a senior, has got 35 stops, including 5.5 tackles for loss. And Sal Valley, holding down the safety position, picked off a Highland pass last week. 29 tackles. He's got a fumble recovery and a forced fumble to go along with that INT. And Otto Schragel's favorite mixes in at the linebacking position. Drake Riccio, not a real big guy. Riccio goes 5'8", 180 pounds, and just absolutely unafraid to lay the lumber. He will come in with bad intent when he gets near the football. 15 tackles, but 6.5 of those behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, not too shabby. He plays with a lot of intensity and a lot of desire out there, and that's the one thing that I think Ryan Turley has focused on this year is desire, intensity, and keep away from making the mistakes. Kind of keep it focused. I know last year we watched them play a little bit. They had a great year, but it seemed like they had their moments when they were self-destructing. So I haven't seen too much of that this year. They've been able to keep all their problems in check. So Ryan and the crew's been doing a good job, and I think they've They missed grab check, but, I think they're all playing the year for him right now just so he can get better and not worry about, being off the field at the moment.
Looking at the Northwest Crossroads Conference, Lowell and Hobart both 3-0, Andrean 2-1, Munster's 1-2, KV and Highland winless in 3 conference games. So Munster wins the toss and will defer its option to the second half. Hobart will have the football to begin the night and operate from north to south or our left to our right as we look at the Brickyard. Leroy Marsh coaches the Mustangs, 226 victories, 165 defeats in 39 years coaching Munster. Ryan Turley now in his 7th year at his alma mater, 40 victories against 32 defeats. Hobart's won 13 of the last 19 meetings between these clubs, including last year's 19-14 win on September the 30th of 2016. Stangs have been kind of shooting it right down the middle as of recent seasons. 6-6 a year ago, 5-5 in 2015. They were 7-3 in 2014, 7-4 in 2013. So after a couple of years where they kind of scudded along, Munster had kind of turned things around. Some really talented players, some two-way guys who are that running back DB or running back linebacker guy that they got some really good mileage out of.
Yeah, as you look at Hobart's record, they've kind of gone back and forth too. Last year, great season, 10-3. Year before that, 5-5, 3-7. Couple down years, actually 3 down years. Then 2013 they were 5-5, and then 2012 8-3. So, they're looking to get back up on the top side of their ability. Having some good records after at least 3 mediocre years. So, Hobart's trying to right the ship, and Ryan's doing a good job of it this year once again. And last year they had a pretty good run through the sectionals too. How far did they make it? They made it to
as far as the regional before being bounced out on this field by Lowell.
Yeah.
Another color rush night here at the Brickyard. Hobart wearing the all purples, tops and trousers, purple numerals on purple jerseys, trimmed in yellow, and the gleaming gold helmets. Munster in the all whites, red numerals, trimmed in black, red helmets, white face guards, and the galloping Mustang on the side. Vedic with the football teed up at the 40. The kickoff is on its way, and we are underway. Ball bounces away from Matthew Benton, collects it over his shoulder at the 10-yard line, upfield 15 to the 20, escaped the tackle, and then he's going to be dragged down from behind as he crosses the 25 to the 27-yard line. Jadon Barrietas making the special teams tackle for the Mustangs.
Pick up of about 12 yards there after bobbling. The ball bounced on the ground and then bounced away from tried to reach it, scoop it up. Couldn't grab it, bounced away from him, and maybe that delay gave him a few extra yards because some of the Munster Mustangs overran the tackling opportunity.
Mishawaka leading Marion 13-7. That's a halftime score in the South Bend area. As we get our first look at the Hobart Brickies offensively tonight with Sam Ehrlich in the shotgun. South Valley on his right hip. Receivers to the left and right on 1st and 10, their own 26-yard line. Ehrlich fakes the hand, takes it himself, tries the middle line. He took a hard hit as that hole closed up quickly. And Jonah Clark came in and laid the lumber to Ehrlich. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they tried to look like they were going to hand off to Valley going to the side, and then Sam just tried to take it up the middle. And they had cleared that up pretty good. So they've got the 5-man front.
Benton split wide to the far side with Hicks in a slot. Ehrlich on 2nd and 10 takes the snap, gives Valley. Follows 2 blockers off left tackle. He gets out across the 30 to the 31. And he's going to be stopped there. Clark again on the stop.
About 5 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Brickies. This time they went ahead, and it's basically the same play, but they gave it to Valley, who went off the left tackle, lined up right of Ehrlich, and then took the inside handoff and went over the left side. Went basically off tackle, and then tried to cut it back up, picking up 5 yards.
Highland totally sold out against the run last week against Hobart. Brickies spent a lot of time playing from behind the sticks. They've got a manageable 3rd and 5 in their first possession. Just underway from the Brickyard. Hobart the ball, right hash mark, the 31-yard line. Empty backfield for Ehrlich. Takes the snap, rolls left under pressure. He's able to escape, flings it on the run towards the far sideline. There's a man right at the sticks. Catch is made, and a first down coming for Hobart.
Excellent rollout there by Ehrlich because he was being chased down pretty hard on the far side there by, I believe that was Dywin. He had a good run on him. Ehrlich able to outrun him and then hit his receiver on the flat pattern. Who was that he got it to, Steve?
I'm going to credit that to Matthew Benton, 5'9" sophomore wideout. So 1st and 10 coming for Hobart. Left hash mark this time for the 37-yard line. Onoma Capone split wide to the far side. Or a long look over the line. Deploys Hicks in motion. They run jet sweep with Hicks around the left side. And he got gobbled up by Daiwan, the sophomore linebacker, as he tried to make his turn upfield right at the 40-yard line. Give him a gain of 3. Ball spotted still to the left.
Coming in motion from the near side. And going across and taking the inside handoff while in motion to go ahead and make that play around the far side, far end, like you said, picking up 3. Hobart's showing a lot of motion out there.
Valley, the running back in the formation. Ehrlich, the quarterback, out of the gun on 2nd and 7. Faked to Valley, takes it himself, bounces off one man, tried to get to the outside, and then he's going to be eaten up by Javon Richards, who comes up and runs support from the safety position. Give him forward progress to the 43-yard line. Gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd and 4 Hobart.
Yeah, that was another faked Valley going front in this. He's lining up consistently on the right side of Ehrlich, and another fake inside handoff, and then Erlock just held on to the ball, took a look to see where there was a hole, and then broke right, able to pick up a couple, but kind of took a beating on that one. Like you said, the Bravo came in there and punished his his counterpart at quarterback.
Cooper and Benton both in there at the wideout position. Trips to the near side on 3rd and 5. Erlock takes under pressure. He's not going to be able to escape this time. Throws it away as he's being sacked, and that will draw a flag. Jacob Fitch got in there, came in almost untouched.
Yeah, that's going to be intentional grounding. He definitely just threw that ball just straight across the field laterally. Did not even have a receiver in sight. The only thing he had in sight was the Hobart bench. And so intentionally grounding is going to be called against the Hobart Brickies. So that's going to walk off 15.
It's the walk-off and a loss of down. Another look at the 4th down, a punting situation for Hobart.
So that drive for Hobart, they got one 3rd down conversion on that. They've held on to the ball for about 3 minutes. They're going to be punting it over to Munster at the moment.
Jaden Ojeda going to angle it to the side. Actually puts this one right down the middle of the field. It's returnable.
It's dropped.
It was bobbled briefly and then had to hurry to pick it up was Andrew Cinco right about the 45-yard line on his side of the field. I think that was one of those cases where not expecting the ball to come down so quickly and saw a lot of running room in front of him. Didn't secure the ball, so a break for Hobart there. But Munster still will get it right near midfield, their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, they're gonna get great field position here right now. But remember, it's slippery out there, so that ball's they're gonna have to take extra care. You've got to bring the ball into your body. You're not just gonna do it with your hands on a night like this.
So we'll see Munster for the first time. Bravo in at quarterback out of the pistol.
Little delay in starting here. 8:52 to go in this 0-0 tie. We're playing at the Brickyard tonight. Munster Mustangs traveling over here.
Getting the call is Trevor Mall, a 5'8 junior. Tries the right side, and he gets into Bricky territory and down to the 46-yard line. Gain of 5 on the first down carry. Mall's in the backfield with Jelani Warner, a 6'1", 170-pound junior. So a couple of 11th graders getting the backfield start for Munster tonight.
Kind of messes up my score sheet here when I got Butler and Bullock all lined up to be.
Forced the wide out to the near side. It's Mall. Whoever get hit. Was that Riccio?
Was that Tyler getting through there? Got a nice shot through the
line. Tyler came on in untouched for the stop behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, he said Jordan Kraft.
I heard that. Those purple numbers on purple jerseys is going to be the death of me. You know that, right?
So he came firing through the line there untouched. He was able to just catch him in the backfield and took him right down. So we've got a 3rd down and about 8 for the Munster Mustangs. The ball is right at midfield. Dropping back to pass.
Action. Rolls the near side, flings, and well overthrown. Intended for Forrest.
So that's a quick 3, a quick 4 for the Munster Mustangs. That took up all of about a minute and 30 seconds. They'll be coming out for their first punt. So they're 3 and out on their first series, which started with a promising run by Mall. 5-yard run, good acceleration through the line, but the defense just go ahead and shut them down.
Vedic punts this one away. It's off a boomer. Fair catch called for by Noah Capone at his own 15-yard line. That's where Hobart will start its second possession of the ball game. 1st and 10. We're scoreless. 7:29 to go. First quarter. Can update you from the South Bend area. Penn 14, Elkhart Central nothing. That's at halftime. And Culver's tacked on another score. It's now Culver Academy 15, South Bend St. Joe nothing. In the South Bend area, Dwenger and Snyder, a couple of traditional powerhouses, knotted at 21 apiece in the second quarter.
Hobart's going to start off on their own 15-yard line. 7:29 to go in this game. Erlock, single man in the backfield.
A lot of empty set here in the early going for the Brickies. Trips to the far side. Erlock takes, quarterback keeper. He's hitting the backfield, can't get back to the line of scrimmage. Making the stop for Munster was Anthony Moore, 290-pound junior defensive lineman.
You know, that's what we talked about before the game started, is that they're going to keep an eye on Erlock. He's not going to be able to run anymore. That's he's established his reputation as a running quarterback, so they are going to be checking him down to run first and then pass. 1,368
yards in the season for Erlocker total offense, more than double his closest teammate and almost 60% of the team's total output. 958 yards on the ground coming into tonight.
So I think if Hobart's going to be successful, they're going to have to get the ball in the air.
Empty set again. They roll Erlock left in a moving pocket. To the far sideline he goes, ducks it down, takes it himself. He's escorted by the side to the sideline as he ran out of real estate. And Jelena and Warner giving chase and angled him out. Right about the 18-yard line. Picked up a couple.
I was going to say, picked up about a couple on that, but he's getting pursued pretty heavily on those rollouts. So they've got to do something to have a crackback, and again, there's the new rules on crackback too. How can you do it, and how much can you block backwards, on a rollout? But they're going to have to do something to try and get Sam some time to do something back there.
They're trying to buy him a little real estate in the backfield with the spread.
Oh, we got a penalty?
Yep, a walk-off against the Brickies.
Must have been holding.
Takes him all the way back to the 5. So two flags for 25 yards against the Brickies. 2nd and 20, their own 5-yard line. Now a tight formation with Erlocker. He faked the handoff coming around the near side, tries to leap the line of scrimmage, was tripped up, and down he goes right about the 8.
Picked up about 3 on that one.
Expect the Brickies to play it safe here, deep in their own territory on a night when it's been wet.
3rd and about 17 to go. Yeah, 3rd and 17. Matthew Benton shuffling in the play. Yeah, Hobart's got to contend with those big horses of Munster up front.
Valley's the running back. Anoma Capone to the far, Benton to the near, the wide out. Erlich takes the snap, rolls the near side under pressure, ducks it down. He tries to spin away from a tackle and cannot. Daiwan made the stop. Hit him right around the 10-yard line. Erlich was able to lean forward, and I think they'll give him the extra yard to the 11. Nonetheless, 4th and 14 coming in a punt for the Brickies.
Yeah, Sam seems to be quick to run on these things too. But then again, he's got a lot of pursuit on him. But he's quick to go ahead and tuck it in and run.
Bravo and Cinco back to receive. The Ojeda kick, and he's booting from his own end zone. Steps into this one, gets off a spiral and a beauty to the near side. Bravo watches it sail over his head, bounces at the 47 on the near sideline of Munster. The Stangs will have it nearly identical to the spot where they started their last drive. A booming kick for Ojeda, his best of the year.
Good 40, 45-yard punt. Munster once again, though, is going to have pretty good field possession. They're going to be right there, just inside, I believe, just inside their half. So they're going to be on their own 47-yard line. But they haven't been able to do anything with the first series, so let's see if they've made adjustments and seen what was going on, and they're going to go ahead with 5:09 to go in the first quarter, see what they can pull off this time.
So Will Melby, 6-foot sophomore, leads the Stangs out of the huddle, and he'll set up in a pistol, split backfield behind him, movement along the line, and flags come flying.
And right now at Fry's Dairy Queen in Hobart, the blizzard of the month for October is Royal Reese's Brownie. Reese's peanut butter cups and chocolate brownies blended with creamy vanilla soft serve and filled with peanut butter topping. Try it at Fry's Dairy Queen, located at 530 Main Street in Hobart. Fry's has been a proud partner with RRSN since 1992. And that walk-off was against Hobart.
So 4 possessions in the game, 2 each way, and 3 penalties against the Brickies. So 1st and 5 now for Melby and company. Snap was high. Melby brings it down. He gives the handoff to Michael Daiwan, who tried to run at the corner and turned it up the middle of the field for no gain.
So interesting running back situation for the Munster Mustangs. They're not. They don't have their feature backs out there, so to speak, right now.
So forced to split wide to the far side. Melby now has Butler with him in the backfield. Up the middle of the line goes Melby. Rather, Butler with the carry, and he was able to push the pile forward ahead to about the 46-yard line. So a gain of about 1.5 yards. 3rd and 3 coming for the Stanks from the Bricky 46-yard line.
So we had Butler on the carry there.
Brandon Baker split wide to the far side. And Melby back to pass quickly, was looking for Baker. He fired that one right at the shoe tops. Baker couldn't come down and scoop it up. He was a couple steps past the sticks. Ran his route well, but Melby couldn't deliver. That brings up a 4th down. And maybe decision time for Munster. You know, you really want to think about flipping the field here, but you also want to think about keeping an offensive possession, 4th and 3, and they're going to run an offensive play.
Yeah, it looks like they're
the
going to.
46.
I don't know if it might be too early for that. For me, I'd go ahead and keep Hobart in the way back in their own half, but they're going to take a shot here. They think that they can handle the Hobart offense right now, so they're going to go ahead and take their shot.
Yeah, defensively they held the Brickies down. Long count,
A hard
head
count.
movement. Yep.
Hard count, trying to pull them off. Yeah, he's jerking hard to try and get them to jump off sides.
Play clock to 7, down to 6, and now Melby will stand up, looks to the sideline, and they'll let the play clock wind down. Take the penalty, walk it back, and punt this one away.
That's smart to take the penalty. No need to take a timeout right now. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter here. So they'll take the delay of penalty and go ahead and move it back 5 yards.
Ogun Insurance Company offers all lines of insurance, including home, auto, business, health, and financial planning. Located at 6929 Holman Avenue in Hammond, and have served Northwest Indiana with insurance plans that best fit your needs since 1947. For more information, give them a call at 933-0076 or visit them on the web at www.ogreninsurance.com. That's Ogren Insurance, excellent service, competitive prices.
2 men back for the Hobart Brickies.
So Bravo to punt this one away.
Whoa,
That was a bit high, but Bravo hauls it in. A line drive kick. It's returnable for Butler. Lost it. Cooper had that one bounce off. Benton had that one bounce off his shoulder pads, as he had the same trouble with looking upfield that Cinco had on that returnable punt a couple of trips ago for the Brickies. Fortunate to recover that one at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, about a 25-yard punt, but it was end over end, and he just had to get rid of it because it was a bad snapback to him. He had to jump up in the air to go ahead and try and pull it down, and then didn't quite get a good spin on it. No rotation whatsoever. So it was a line drive end over end that was trying to be caught there by Benton, and it just slipped through his fingers.
So Hobart with the ball at its own 23, 3:53 to go first quarter. Scoreless football game. Hobart's had trouble moving the ball, as Munster, as Highland did a week ago, selling out against the run. Ehrlich with a little bit of a delay, gives Valley, bounces off the pile, tries to break it back to the outside of the near side and has nowhere to go. Stopped on the play by Ali Soto and others, 6'1", 258-pound junior from along the defensive line. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Hobart hasn't showed a lot of innovation on their offense so far. Basically, it's been the same set, same formations. So I don't know if they're going to bring out the trick bag later. You've seen their repertoire of plays more than I, Steve. So,
yeah, the only difference tonight really is the formation. A lot more empty set, a lot of trips to the far side. I think trying to spread the defense out and try and find Ehrlich some running lanes. Munster's not buying right now. They're going to force him to run and until he makes them pay somehow. Ehrlich to the near sideline this time, escorted to the marker by Baker, who did good pursuit, good angle. Put him down to the 24-yard line, so that ends up gaining a yard. 3rd and 9 for the Bricks. Update on a couple of scores. KV has scored first. Kankakee Valley 6, Highland nothing in the first quarter. Michigan City leading LaPorte 7-0. That one also in the first quarter.
3rd and long now for Hobart. 3rd and 9. They're sitting on their own 19-yard line.
Ehrlich, Valley with him in the background. Motion to the near side goes Hicks. They give Valley the other side of the counter. He has running room. Breaks up field 35 across the 40 and tumble down near the 45-yard line. That's going to be good enough for a Bricky first down. It gave him about 20 for Sal Valley. They faked the jet with Hicks coming around the near side. Gave it to Valley going the other way. Got a lot of movement out of the Munster defense, and it paid off.
He adjusted his running lane this time because they basically ran the same play. He was sitting to the right of Sam, and then he went ahead and handed it the inside handoff. Whereas before they were going more off tackle. They were trying to go outside. This time he went ahead and went more off guard, kind of went up the middle a lot more. So that got them the first down and the third down conversion.
Cooper caps the line to the far side, split backfield. The give is Valley again, tries to follow a blocker, steps out of a tackle, pushes the pile ahead at the 50, into Munster territory at the 48-yard line.
It's going to pick up about 8 on that one.
He sent Bravo tumbling, and Zach Eng also in there on the tackle, ended up at the bottom of the pile.
Oh, so far 8 carries by Erlock, 10 yards. He's got 1 pass completion for 6 yards. That went to Benton. And then we've got Valley's got 4 carries for 33 yards.
2nd and 2, interested in seeing if they open up the playbook a little bit here. From the Munster 48-yard line. Near hash mark. Slot left the formation. Tyler now the wing back on the far side of the line. A lot of movement on the Munster defense, and they're now stacking the line of scrimmage. Timeout Hobart. Play clock had wound all the way down to 2. Ryan Turley needed a timeout to save the penalty. 1:51 to go first quarter. Hobart nothing. Munster nothing.
Albert's Jewelers wants your gold, and diamonds. Clean out your jewelry box and trust Albert's to give you the largest payout for diamonds of all sizes and quantities, along with broken chains, unmatched earrings, vintage watches, class rings, gold and silver rings and coins, and out-of-style jewelry. They also offer loans on your jewelry, diamonds, and watches up to $100,000. Find out why Albert's Jewelers has been voted best in the region for the last 20 years by the Times. And they have 2 locations to serve you, 711 Main Street in Cherryville, South Lake Mall in Maryville. For more information, call the Maryville store at 219-769-1976, the Cherryville location at 219-322-2700, or check out their website, albertsjewelers.com. 1:51 to go here in the first quarter.
Don't wait, get better. Go to Methodist Care First, immediate care and much more. Acute illness and injury care, walk-ins welcome, no appointments necessary. Methodist Care First, 1275 East North Street, Crown Point.
So here we go out of the Hobart timeout. They've got a 2nd and 2, hash mark right, from the Munster 48-yard line. Now they set Tyler up as a wing on the near side of the line.
Ooh, somebody on the line there just jumped a little bit early.
Flags go flying once again. False start, the whistle against Hobart.
All right, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot if they keep this up. They've already been penalized now 35 yards, 4 times for 35 yards. So they just kind of bounced them back to a 2nd and 7, put themselves back in their own half on their own 47-yard line.
Umbrellas have by and large been put away. The rain poncho is still in evidence here at the Brickyard, as it looks like the rain is mostly stopped for the evening. 2nd and 7 coming. Erlock takes design run, follows Valley through a hole. He's going to be tripped up as he fights for midfield. Could not get back to the midfield stripe. Ends up gaining a couple.
Puts them in another 3rd down situation. 3rd and 5. Call it 3rd and 5, but just at their own 49-yard line.
It was Luke Forst from the quarterback position who came up to make the stop for the Stangs.
But they are focusing on what Sam is doing. They are making sure that they keep him in check because they know he's a scrambling running quarterback.
Laporte's back in it, ties Michigan City 7 apiece. Heading to the quarter break, Warren Central 13, Carmel nothing at the half. Here we're scoreless. Winding to the 1-minute mark of the first quarter. Erlich takes the snap, drops to pass, looking over the defense, now ducks it down, takes it himself for the lane, gets across the 50, inside the 45. He's got the first down. Did the ball come free? The Mustangs are acting as if it did. He
was down.
First down, the indication, Hobart.
So he picks up about 7 yards and getting that first down.
3rd first down of the night for the Brickies.
Yeah, they've had 3 third-down conversions, so they're doing well on their 3rd down conversions. I think they're 3 for 4.
So fresh set of downs for the Brickies. Hash mark right from the 43-yard line of Munster. 42 seconds in counting for the first quarter. First foray into Munster territory for the Bricks. Valley picks his way along the line, tries the left side, tries to fight his way out of a tackle. He was gobbled up by Anthony Moore, the 6'3", 285-pound senior from along the defensive line.
He's going to pick up only a yard on that one. No score with the Cubs in Washington, 0-0 still.
Had heard that prior to the national anthem, the Vegas boys went to the had a video message on the scoreboard at National Stadium asking for assistance for folks who are impacted by the attacks in Las Vegas. So the clock winds down at the end of the first quarter. We're scoreless. Hobart nothing, Munster nothing. Back with the second after this timeout on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
I just heard Mom and Dad talking about taking us out to eat. I hope they take us to that place that lets us throw peanut shells on the floor. You mean Texas Corral? Right, Texas Corral. I love their game room. And the kids menu. We get to order steaks and ribs just like Mom and Dad. And they love that we get to eat for just 99 cents every Tuesday. When I get to choose where to go for my birthday, I always pick Texas Corral.
Kids, we're going to Texas Corral.
Yes!
Finalized Capel Buick GMC in Maryville has been named Dealer of the Year the last 6 years in a row. Take a look at the all-new GMC Sierra Denali and completely redesigned GMC Acadia right now. That's right, the 2018s are here. Ask about new ways to either buy or lease your next car that are right for you. Experience the Scapel difference at Scapel Buick GMC, located at 3209 West Lincoln Highway, just 2 miles west of I-65 on US 30. For more information, call 219-769-6381 or go online at www.scapelbuickgmc.com.
Certified planner Tim O'Brien is your Hobart Edward Jones financial advisor. Financial investments are very important. So are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement of young athletes received from their coaches and teachers. That's why financial advisor Tim O'Brien is a proud sponsor of the Hobart Bickey Footballs on RRSN. Call Tim at 947-8208 or stop by his office at 1455 South Lake Park Avenue across from St. Mary's Hospital for all your investment needs. Once a Bricky, always a Bricky's. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Brickies go empty set once again. Ehrlich rides the option with Hicks. Keeps it himself. Tries to turn the right corner. Tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. And nothing doing for the Brickies.
They're going to be stuck with another 3rd and long.
Clark made the stop for Munster. A couple of North Central Indiana scores. Third quarter, Penn 20, Elkhart Central nothing. In the second, it's New Prairie 28 and Glen 0. Halftime, Goshen 21, Plymouth 14. New Prairie potentially awaiting Hobart somewhere down the line in the tournament.
Indians have come back and tied it with the Yankees 8-8 in the 8th, you say? Bottom of the 8th.
Here we go, 39 for the Bricks from the Munster 43-yard line. I wonder if this is 4-down territory for Hobart. Ehrlich back to pass. Protection breaks down, ducks down. He's got running room now. Gets to the 40, tries to break to the sideline. Good pursuit, excellent pursuit, in fact, from Brandon Baker, who angled Ehrlich to the sideline, did not allow him to get free down the marker, and stopped him after a gain of about 6, maybe 5. Still 4 yards short of the first down.
He's got 10 carries right now for 25 yards, but he's pulling that ball in pretty quick and taking off running. He's doing a nice job of dodging the rush of the Munster Mustangs, but he's pretty quick to pull that ball down and just take off running. So now they are going for it on 4th down. They are on the Munster Mustang, 37-yard line.
4th and long 4. They need to make the 33. Snap to Ehrlich. Sets in the pocket. Has some protection, has time. Now rolls right. Looks, pumps once, fires. That pass was broken up, incomplete. And the Brickies will turn it over on downs. It was Bravo who got over to break that pass up.
Yeah, he was trying to catch, it looked like he was trying to catch, yeah, those numbers are hard to read. Looked like he was trying to pick up Brock Cooper over on the far side. He looks like he was doing a post, or I should say a square out pattern, just beyond the first down markers. This time Sam did stay rolling out, stayed back there, couldn't try and make the run himself, and the pass was knocked down, like you said, by Bravo. So Munster's going to take the ball back over right now on their own 37-yard line.
10:26 to go first half. We're scoreless. Hobart nothing and Munster nothing. Low scoring affair. Carbon copy of last week, in fact. Quick hitter up the middle as they gave it to Butler. He stepped out of a tackle. Now he's running loose on the far side. On the foot races on to the 30, to the 20, and he's going to be caught from behind as he gets to about the 15-yard line. big hole for Butler. He raced through it immediately. One Brookie had a fistful of the back of the tail of his jersey, not nearly enough to slow him down. And when he got to outside of the sideline.
Yeah, a run of about 52 yards there by Butler. Yeah, nice job of breaking through the line right there. I was just about ready to say, too, that Munster's only amassed 5 yards of offense in that first quarter. This time the snap again was high because Bravo was in the back position. The ball was high. He missed his handoff to it looked like Butler that was trying to go off tackle, and he had to follow him inside. Still was able to go ahead and pick up about 7 yards on that. So by a misdirection, Bravo's going to pick up about 6 yards right there.
Ball spotted at the 11, left hash mark. Will Melby brings him to the line. Forrest and Butler, the split backfield behind him. Melby takes, gives Butler, tries to pick his way along the line of scrimmage and had nowhere to go. That one closed down quickly. Kraft making the stop. It's a jersey change for Kraft. He had been wearing 80 and now is in 52 tonight.
You didn't tell me. It's going to be third down and about three. Third down and about 3 for Munster, and they are on the Hobart 9-yard line, or 10-yard line, I should say. They're on the 10-yard line, so they got to get down to the 7. And Hobart's moving around on their defensive line.
Timeout called. Timeout Munster.
Munster is calling a timeout.
And recognizing the import of this position on the field in a low-scoring ball game, the Stangs trying to make sure of this set of downs. 9:02 to go, first half. Let's hear from Christensen.
Do you know Christensen Chevrolet offers $500 discounts for active and retired military personnel and has a large commercial truck department along with an accredited body shop? Driving the American Dream, Christensen Chevy is located at 9700 Indianapolis Boulevard in Highland. For more information, their phone number is 888-999-9141 and the website is christensenchevy.com.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Duck Creek Golf Course. Whether you're just enjoying a round of golf or you're having an outing, visit Duck Creek, located at 638 North 700 West in Hobart.
Teams going back out on the field right now. 9:02 to go in the second half. This is the most significant scoring opportunity we've seen from either team in the game right now. No score at the moment. Munster on the Hobart 10-yard line. Got a chance to get a first down. They get by the 7, they can get a first down, but right now they're 3rd and 10.
Melby at quarterback with Butler and Force, the split backfield behind him. Hash mark left, so the wide side of the field is the near side. Rather, it's Trevor Mall who's in the backfield. Force split out wide to the near side. The give is Butler. He was able to sneak through a seam, got inside the 10. Did he battle far enough in, though? Looks like he's down right around the 8. He might be close enough to measure. Official on the far side is giving him a really generous spot. Let's see where this ends up.
I think he's going to give him. He's going to be about a yard short. So who was that, Mall?
That was Butler.
Butler. So he picked up 2 on that right now.
Munster pretty solid kicking game, and they're well within the range of Vince Agredich.
Absolutely.
But also on 4th and 1, close enough to play power football. And even if you don't get it, you have hope with the ball at their own 7. So Melby, he's going to take it himself. He leans forward. He's got the first down and plenty more, all the way down to the 5-yard line, opening up a huge hole. Fred Juninville, the 5'11", 225-pound junior center, and Anthony Moore, returning starter who moved over from right tackle to right guard this year, 6'3", 285. They opened up a huge hole for Melby to pick up the first down in the quarterback sneak.
Said Melby. Who did you say got that first down?
So I've got Melby in at quarterback.
Oh, really?
So 1st and goal from the 5. Melby gives Butler, runs right into the arms of a waiting Brookie defender. Twisted down, no gain on the play. And that was Tyler that time who made the stop. Ball spotted right on the crown. Nose of the football right on the 5. 7.5 to go for the first half of football. Hobart nothing, Munster nothing from the Brickyard. in a titanic battle here. Northwest Crossroads Conference play. Maul gets the call. He's got a hole, but then he's going to be wrapped up around the ankle. The ball squared loose, but
he was down already. The ball did pop free there.
Gain of 3 all the way down to the 2-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2.
Yeah, this is going to be a challenge for Hobart right now, just to make sure that they can stay within 3 to go ahead and stop this play, because I'm sure that they're going to go ahead and take their field goal and get at least get some points on the board. This looks like it could be a very low-scoring game, so anything you can get at this point is going to be quite helpful to win the game.
Ball and Butler split with Melby in the pistol. Melby faked the handoff, takes it himself to the goal line. He goes. No indication yet. Now they're showing 4th down.
4th down.
Didn't make it in. He's inside the 1.
Yeah, he went ahead and tried to follow the lead of Butler. Butler was crashing in there, and he faked the inside handoff to him, then pulled back and tried to follow him. So that ball is like on the 1-foot-yard line, and now what is Munster going to do? It looks like they're going to go ahead and run a play.
They run the offensive play in with Forst. The Stangs from their huddle turn to their sideline. Arms upraised, palms facing up, trying to get their fans to make some noise. 4th and goal from 6 inches away. Melby out of the pistol, split backfield behind him. The 4th down snap, Melby takes, lowers the shoulder, fights it and make it.
Did not make it. Good
Cookie
job.
stepped them out of there. They actually lost a yard. And Hobart will take over on its own 1, stopping Munster on downs on 4th and goal from inside the 1-yard line.
Looks like it pushed him back to where they're going to place the ball. Oh, yeah, you're right, Mike or Steve. He did push him back a yard. So
a 4.5-minute drive goes for naught for Munster. They started at their own 37 after stopping Hobart on downs. Marched down inside the Hobart 1. Bricky defense though was able to stand taut. Yesterman, Jers, Kraft, and company all filling in the holes. So now Ehrlich have to play this one close to the vest. He'll take the snap standing at his own goal line. Ricky's on 1st and 10 from their own 1, the handoff, and Valley had to do well just to get out of the end zone. He might have lost half a yard.
It appears that he did. He's right there at the goal line going down. So you're right. He may have lost a yard on that one. Hobart's got the ball sitting at their own 1-foot line. They've got to give the punters some room, too. If nothing else, just get the ball moved out a little bit so they got room to punt. 5:22 to go in this first half. 0-0 tie between Munster and the Hobart Brickies.
Valley and Ehrlich standing 5 yards deep in their own end zone on the 2nd down snap. Ehrlich takes, sets up in the pocket, fires. He's got it on one Camoni. Makes the grab of the 5, spins out of a tackle, out across the 10. Oh, he looked for a moment like he might break free to the 15, but Bravo was able to wrap him up.
Yeah, he was good, excellent pass there. Just a quick button hook on the left side here, and he's able to go ahead and pick up about 15 yards on that play.
Omina Onoma Capone, 6'2", 180-pound senior wideout, big target, and Ehrlich put it right in his hands.
So that was a huge first down for Hobart just to get it away. They got it away at second down. Now they're running an option. Looks like an option to the right side.
He faked the pitch to Valley, kept it himself out across the 20 to about the 23. And Jordan Clark made the stop once again. Nice pickup, though. Gain of about 7.
7-yard line. So they're running the option to the far side. Ehrlich deciding to hang on to the ball and cut inside.
Really just one of a handful of times this year that Hobart's run a true option look like that, where Ehrlich circled right and kept Valley about 5 yards away on his right hip and faked the toss to him. That bought him a little time and a little running room. 2nd and 3 now. 4:10 for the first half. We're scoreless. Ehrlich takes a high snap, gives Valley. He had a little bit of a seam, but they're ever closed quickly. So fast with the ball is Michael Dywan, sophomore. And once he saw Valley break through the hole in the line, he crashed in. No gain. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Well, we're seeing that they keep going off tackle with that particular play. Again, it's a Valley lining up next to Ehrlich, and the inside handoff, they're going off tackle. But if they take that play, it looks like right up the middle is wide open. And I know the one big play that Valley had earlier where he gained about 33 yards was right up the middle.
Ricky's 3 of 5 on 3rd downs tonight. 3rd and 3 now from their own 23. Ehrlich rolls right, looks to deal, pumps, now takes it down, runs it himself, gets to the 24-yard line. Just gained a yard.
Yeah, just short of the first down.
He was trying to work the calculus in his head, the remaining real estate as he was closing into the sideline. try to pump to maybe freeze a defender, but the Mustangs wouldn't bite defensively. So Urlacher on a quarterback keeper.
Well, they got the room for the kicker, for the punter. At least they pushed it out a little bit, so they do have some room for the punter with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Ojeda will punt it away. Andrew Cinco standing just his side of midfield, at 46-yard line of Munster. Ojeda will let rip from about his own 13, snaps a good one. Jordan into this one, a spiraling kick and another good one. Drives Cinco back to the 38-yard line. Tries the far sideline, 45, and gets to about the 48, takes a hard hit. Rough ride to the sideline marker, 2:39 to go. First half, that's where Munster will start. Once again, near midfield.
Yeah, another good punt there by Hobart. I think this one was probably about 37, 38 yards out there. Puts Munster, they're going to be starting on their own 40. They'll be starting on their own 49-yard line. So they'll be at midfield, but good stand there defensively by Hobart to go ahead and keep them out at after Munster made it down to the 1 foot line, and at least get the ball back out to the middle of the field and not give Munster the greatest field position. But this play here, they just made it across midfield. So
Melby out of the pistol, faked Butler and tried to turn the right side. Onoma Capone came up to make the stop. He's playing that outside backer slash defensive end position in the 3-5. And stops Melby after a gain of about 2.
Melby with 4 carries and 6 yards. What happened to Bravo?
Melby off the quick drop, fires, was looking out along the near side of the numbers, trying to find Zach Ang, and the pass was too out to handle. Incomplete, 3rd and 7.
His first pass of the night goes incomplete. So far, Munster's done nothing in the air. Bravo tried a couple. Melby's tried once with no success. Butler's got 57 yards running, and a host of other guys have less than 10 yards each. So with the exception of that one run by Butler, we haven't really seen much out of the Munster offense. They've got a couple first downs, whereas Hobart's got 5 first downs.
Dywan is in as a fullback, with Maul in the backfield, and Melby on 3rd down takes and rolls the near side. He's got plenty of time. Guns went on the runner with throwing it incomplete.
Whoa, he had him open too, and he just fired that. You could see it when it left his hands. It was going to go over the receiver's head.
And Bobby Babcock didn't let an opportunity for a hit go by the wayside. It's close enough to what Ang went in the air for. Babcock was able to put him to the deck.
Hobart's got 1 shot right now, 2 minutes to go, and Munster's got a punt. Nothing on that particular drive. 3 and out rather quickly. Nothing else, you would have hoped to go ahead and eat up some of the clock. But they're going to give the ball back to Hobart.
Can the Brickies get a return here? Benton's out there, and he'll call for the fair catch right at the 20. Under heavy pressure, Hobart will have it 1st and 10, their own 20-yard line. 1:52 to go first half of a scoreless football game. Hobart nothing, Munster nothing.
Oh, there's bottom of the 9th. It's still tied. Cleveland and New York is 8-8. Cleveland at bat now in the bottom of the 9th.
Remember, Munster won the toss and deferred its option to the second half. So Hobart would dearly love to get some points on the scoreboard here, because it'll be a while before they see the football again. 80 yards away, though, with 1:52 to go for the first half.
Now, this being a conference game, it would go to overtime, right?
Right.
We would go to
Brickies
extra periods.
Brickies with a timeout in their pocket.
They got all 3 of them, don't they?
Urlacher out of the gun. Drops the pass on 1st down. Tries to move the pocket to the near side. Looks to throw on the run. Now he's going to be forced to duck away. Races for the near sideline. Was pretty well hemmed in by Adindu and company. He would not let Urlacher get away, and Jelani Warner finally finished him off after a gain of about 3. Did not get to the sideline marker, so the clock continues to wind at 1:29. 2nd and 7 coming.
Now, why don't they go ahead and use one of their timeouts? Because they still have 2 timeouts that I see.
Urlacher takes, rolls right, with Tyler in front of him. Going to duck it down. Tries to find a seam. Gets out across the 25 to the 27. Tumbles down. Clock continues to wind. We'll be inside 1 minute by the time the Brickies huddle up.
He's going to pick up about another 4 on that one.
Brickies look content to wind the clock down here. 3rd and 2. With the clock winding 53 seconds. And Hobart slow to break the huddle. Now they come to the line with 44. Need to make the 30 for a first down.
I'm not too sure about this time management situation.
Erlach sends Hicks in motion far side. Gives Valley. He slipped as he tried to race through a hole.
He may have made the first down.
Yep. Easy tackle for Baker. He
No,
needed to get to
no,
the 30.
he did not get to the first down.
They're going to mark him down at the 29. Brickies don't have to snap it, and I wouldn't. 4th and 1 from their own 29-yard line. 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
That's a free play. I'd go ahead and do it, but they're just going to let the clock run down and walk off the field. So that will wrap up this first half here at the Brickyard. 0-0.
Well, we've been talking about the revival of old school Hobart football.
Well, you're kind of seeing it right now. I mean,
we've got a scoreless game at halftime.
Scoreless game, nothing really to speak of. We'll do the numbers here real quick, but neither side has as impressive numbers at all. Munster has 0 yards passing, and they've got about 66 yards, 67 yards on rushing, so nothing to speak of there. Or I should say 69 yards rushing in total. So they got 69 yards rushing. They got two first downs. They haven't fumbled any. They have no interceptions. They did have 1 4th down conversion, which was good. And they punted 3 times for 25 yards on the average. On the Hobart side, Erlach's 2 for 3. He's got 15 yards passing. He's got more yards rushing, as we would expect. There's 76 yards total for the rushing offense for Hobart. So in total, the Hobart has 91 yards rushing, or 91 yards total. They have lost no fumbles, no interceptions. So one of the first times I could do the stats while I'm talking. I don't have to sit here and use the calculator. So total yards for Hobart, 91 yards. They had 5 first downs. They had 3 third down conversions. Their punting average has been about 35 yards. 3 punts. Each team's punted 3 times. Hobart only used 1 first down, or I should say 1 timeout. So relatively non-exciting first half at the moment right now. Both teams just kind of trying to see what they can get done at the line of scrimmage. Each team had their one breakaway run. We had Butler had that one breakaway run in the second quarter that took them down to about the Hobart 13, and they worked the ball all the way down to the 1 yard line. And Hobart's defense came up and was able to hold them there. So credit the punch off the defensive line there. They kind of pushed everything back. We had Melby trying to go ahead and make a quarterback sneak up the middle, but to no avail because of the stout defensive line of the Hobart Brickies. And then Hobart moved the ball a little bit upfield just so they could make room for their punter to get it away. And that was about it. That was the highlight of the offensive attack for both sides to speak of.
We're at halftime scoreless. Munster 0, Hobart nothing. We'll return after this timeout. Hobart Brickie football, a season-long presentation of Center Bank.
Center Bank is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schrag family has built a legacy of success through business and by servicing the communities of northern and central Indiana. Center's not-for-sale promise pledges to the communities we serve that we will continue to preserve independent banking in Indiana for generations to come. Center Bank is proud to serve the communities of northern and central Indiana. Please visit Centeer.com for more information, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, member FDIC.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
State Farm Insurance asked, what if your roommate, we'll call him Einstein, decides to microwave a metal mixing bowl full of cookie dough and sets your apartment on fire? State Farm has an agent for that. See your State Farm agent for auto, renters, frankly all kinds of insurance. Call them today. In Portage, see Andrea Harbin at 6504 U.S. Highway 6. Phone Andrea at 762-5114. In Valparaiso, Sherry Warnke at 201 Northland Drive. Call Sherry at 465-0848. In Valparaiso, Dave Ross, 450 Lincoln Way, Suite 210. Call Dave at 464-3581. And in Dyer, Connie Bernardi, 1072 Joliet, US 30. Call Connie at 322-9959. Get to a better state with State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Alongside Kent Rosenbaum, I'm Steve Dahl. Thanks for joining us tonight for the Brickyard in Hobart. Week number 8 of the prep football season, and we're scoreless. Last week, Hobart played a 14-7 contest on the road at Highland. Another low-scoring affair this evening. Neither team able to get into the end zone. Munster, as Kent told you, had the best opportunity. Was able to drive down to the Hobart 1. Was stopped on a 4th down from inside the 1-yard line. Hobart really has not severely threatened. Their deepest penetration was to the Munster 37-yard line before a drive stalled out on downs. So Hobart hasn't come close to scratching the scoreboard tonight, and they've struggled to do much of what they were able to do early in the season offensively. And Ken, I think you really nailed it down in the pregame that teams are really starting to sell out on Sam Urlach and daring him to find somebody else that can move the football, whether it be Valley or getting the football downfield through the air. And right now, Hobart's not been able to do that tonight.
They haven't shown anything but Sam trying to run or a little bit off tackle with Valley. Passing attack is minimal. 3 completions for 15 yards, 2 for 3 by Sam Urlach. But yeah, they're going to have to come up with something different because they've been scouted well. They're focusing. The defense for Munster is focusing on Sam, making sure they know where he's at, because wherever he's at, that's where the ball's going to be. So they got one guy probably just sitting there keying on him, and that's all he's doing is just shadowing the quarterback of Hobart.
A couple ways to think about it. When you get deep into the season, sometimes that gamesmanship comes into effect when you know that a team is watching you from a distance, getting ready to play in 2 weeks in the opener of a sectional, and sometimes you play a little close to the vest just because you want to hold something in reserve, something that they haven't been able to scout on tape. The flip of that is sometimes you put some plays in just because you want a team to have to prepare for that on tape. But sometimes it's just the fact that right now Hobart's offense, the playbook is not real thick right now.
And they haven't run a lot of plays. I haven't seen a whole lot of different plays out there. Like you said, that they've done a little bit different sets on three to one side, and nothing in the backfield. But they're not showing a lot of creativity right now on the offensive side. Sam Urlach seems to be able to run outside, break out of the pocket and get out there, but the receivers just aren't getting open for him, or they're not staying closer. Maybe they have to move their routes a little bit closer so that he can go ahead and hit them and take a 5 or 6 yard gain. But they have to start showing something different if they're going to do anything offensively. They can't Sam just can't be back there and continue to keep on running because they've got him keyed.
Let's take a look at some scores as they roll in. Duneland Conference scores: Michigan City 21, LaPorte 20. High scoring game, that one in the first quarter. Valpo's tacked on another score, now leads Portage by a 14-0 count rather. That's in the second quarter. Lake Central 7, Maryville 2, and the former big dogs of the Duneland Conference. Those two clubs, their programs have fallen mightily this season. Both are really scudding along. Lake Central with numbers, and Maryville with injuries. Outside of the Duneland, In the Greater South Shore Conference, it's Calumet 8 and River Forest 6. Outstate scores in North Central Indiana. North Ridge leads Concord 21-7. That game nearing an end. It's in the fourth quarter. In the Fort Wayne area, East Noble over New Haven 21-14 in the third. Homestead leads Fort Wayne 14-6. Snyder has a 4-point cushion over Dwenger. Snyder 28, Dwenger 24 in the third quarter. Downstate Warren Central 28 and Carmel 7. That's in the third. Michigan City's tacked on another score. It's 28-20 now, the Wolves. Highland has come back to take a lead over Kankakee Valley, 15-13 Trojans over the Cougars in the second quarter. And Boone Grove and Wheeler, 7 apiece. That's in the second quarter. Prior to going on air, Ken, you and I were talking a little bit of rivalries and soccer sectionals. Finals coming up tomorrow. I'll have the opportunity to be over at Maryville. I'll have Chesterton and Crown Point. Chesterton with 4 consecutive sectional titles, and Crown Point riding a 6-season sectional title streak. So obviously one of those is going to come to an end tomorrow, but it should be a pretty entertaining soccer match on the grass at Munster, or Maryville, I should say. And interesting to see how the field stands up. But the thing that we were talking about is I had a chance to talk to some of the Valparaiso kids who lost to Crown Point 1-0 in the semifinals on Thursday night. Just trying to get a sense of how good is Crown Point. They're really, really good. How does Chesterton stand up against them? And he looked at me and he said, Crown Point beat him during the season. He says, and I hope they beat him again. So not necessarily bad blood, but you don't root for your rival. And boy, Boone Grove and Wheeler, they've got a rivalry that goes back a long way.
Yeah,
and now they get acted out on the football field as well.
Yeah, and they're only a cornfield away from each other, so they've got they know a lot of each other down there in the southern part of Porter County.
It's homecoming here at the Brickyard, and the homecoming court being introduced and honored along the near sideline. And there's your homecoming king and queen who will step forward to receive their crowns, and round of applause for the fans here at the Brickyard. So obviously we'll have a little bit of an extended halftime in a scoreless football game. Hobart nothing and Munster nothing. We'll step away for a timeout. When we come back, we'll hear from a couple of sponsors. And the big news that broke this week is kind of something that's come to an head through the course of the season, as a lot of programs struggling with numbers, and that actually caused a cancellation, a forfeiture of a football game this week. We'll talk that when we come back after this on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
Hi, this is Paul Condry of the Regional Radio Sports Network. That may be my professional title, but did you know that I'm also the son of a U.S. Navy World War II veteran and the proud father of a United States Marine? Let me share with you something very close to my heart. It's called the Semper Fi Fund, and its program America's Fund, which provides immediate lifetime support for post-9/11 wounded, critically ill, and injured members of the U.S. Armed Forces, veterans, and their families to ease recovery and transition back home to their communities. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. The basic idea that drives these efforts is simple. For as much as our heroes have sacrificed, they deserve the best care and support available in their hour of need, whenever it may occur. The Semper Fi Fund, a 4-star charity and an A+ rating, has served over 16,000 members since 2004. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. For more information, visit them online at www.semperfifund.org.
And tonight's game is sponsored by Swartz Retson & Company, a certified public accounting firm serving both businesses and individuals in Northwest Indiana over the last 80 years. Located in Maryville, Swartz Retson has a staff of over 30 professionals, making it the largest CPA firm in Northwest Indiana. Swartz Retson specializes in audits, reviews and compilations, tax planning and preparation, accounting services, business and personal financial planning, business valuations, and other requested engagements. Thanks for considering the professionals at Swartz Retson for your tax, accounting, and assurance needs.
Take advantage of back-to-school sale now at Levin's Tires and Service Center. Get up to $145 back and rebates on selected tire and services, and find out why they have been named the best in the region 8 years in a row. Levin's carries most brands of tires, so take advantage of their price matchup guarantee. If you find a lower price somewhere else, they will match it. Stop by one of their 7 locations for more details and see why Levin's is Northwest Indiana's preferred auto repair and tire shop. For more information, call them at 800-475-5005, levintirecenter.com. Check it out for valuable coupons and valuable money-saving coupons. Levin Tire and Service Center, earning your trust one day at a time since 1918.
Tonight's game underwritten in part by the Hobart Animal Clinic. Hobart Animal Clinic strives to provide your pet with the highest quality veterinary care in Northwest Indiana. Whether we're practicing preventive medicine, diagnosing your pet's medical condition, or providing emergency veterinary care, our veterinarians are prepared to help you and your pet in any situation at any time of day. The Hobart Animal Clinic is located at 2650 East State Road 130 in Hobart. They can be reached at 219-942-4442 or at www.hobartanimalclinic.org.
There's always a reason to smile when you visit Round the Clock Family Restaurant. In addition to their daily and senior specials, you can also get a free slice of pie with every lunch and dinner entree. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have locations on Lincoln Highway in Cherville, Indianapolis Boulevard in Highland on Indianapolis Boulevard, and on Torrance Avenue in Lansing. Since 1963, Round the Clock has been a family-owned and operated business that is so proud to support their local high schools.
So the Brickies, with 7 games and a half in the books, have yet to give up 100 total points on the year. 96 points coming in at 13.7 per game average. Second best in Northwest Crossroads Conference to Lowell, who will be here at the Brickyard for the regular season wrap-up next Friday night. You know, a titanic matchup between two of the perennially strong programs. You know, and it's interesting enough, Lowell was a program that for like 90 years just kind of scudded along and was the dregs of the old Lake Suburban Conference.
Right.
It was part of the Northwest Hoosier Conference, that far-flung conference that included like Lowell and Kankakee Valley and Rensselaer, that group of clubs. But somewhere around the mid-'90s, things turned around. By the late 90s, they were able to knock off the likes of Hobart come tournament time, and in the early 2000s, put together a couple of state championships. And Hobart, after some down years where we've kind of taken calling a modern era of Hobart football, so they've survived over roughly 90 years of playing football. Can't say the same for every program though. And in the off season and leading up to camp, all eyes were on the North Hammond and Robertsdale, where it looked like Hammond Clark was really struggling. They had about 17 kids in uniform on a couple of occasions on the sidelines in games last year, and managed to not only field a team but come up with a victory midway through the season. But the news broke this week. I saw a tweet from Brett Jennings, part of the Whiting football staff and an engineering teacher over at Whiting High School, that had said that their game was going to be postponed, forfeited, in fact, with Bishop Knoll. The Bishop Knoll had called and asked if they could cancel the game, and I didn't see the reason why, and ended up doing a little bit of digging, and eventually the story bubbled to the surface that Bishop Knoll is in a position where they've lost so many players to injury this year that they're down to just barely enough kids to put 11 on the field at once, and not really practicing because you can't afford practice injuries, and in a situation where if they have 2 kids go down to injury on a game night, they literally have to hang up their helmets and call it good for the evening. And it'll be interesting to see where things go with that. But on the Illinois side, 12 programs in the Chicago Public League this year have dropped football during the course of the season, including a couple that are actually in the middle of the season stopped playing it. Some of those have actually picked up flag football. So it's more than an urban problem. It's older inner-ring suburbs as well. But so many of these older programs really struggling with getting kids to come out and stay out. And football is not a walk in the park. It takes a real commitment. You go out and get your brains beaten on practice from Monday through Thursday, and then go out and play a game on Friday that doesn't always go your way. It's a game as much from the neck up, and it takes a lot out of you physically, and it's not the kind of thing that you can just say, hey, come on out and put a uniform on and hang with us for a while.
Well, you're absolutely right. It takes a year-long commitment now to go ahead and play football. You've got to work in the off season. You've got to be committed on the weights. You've got to be doing a lot of other things. And you're right. You just don't go out there on August 2nd and go there for 2 and 3 a days, and then you're ready to go ahead and play football. And it's just sad that that's the way it's going. But it's the numbers are down in a lot of sports like that. Soccer is the same way. We see that where some of the not the strongest programs in the area are having trouble fielding a lot of kids to come out and play. Some teams are not even having a JV squad because or else the JV game's only for a half, because in soccer you count halves. You can only play so many halves in a season. and that's JV or varsity.
I just had that conversation with a suburban soccer coach who's got probably 22 kids in his program. His AD said, look, we can't have a JV team. I can't send you out there with 11, and we can't have these guys, running around with 11 at JV. And so he's got a lot of JV caliber players who he's got to dress and bring with him, for varsity games that never leave the bench, which is really a bad situation all the way around. You don't get a chance to develop your younger players. You get bad feelings with parents and community members and so forth. It's just kind of ugly all the way around. And so that issue with numbers, it's interesting enough that you bring that up, that it's affecting so many more sports. I taught at Gavitt and Hammond in the fall. There's 4 sports competing for our population of boys in the school: football, soccer, cross country, and tennis. And soccer was a pretty popular sport at Gavitt. We were starting to get some numbers back up in the football program when they started to have some success. It's historically been a strong school for cross country, and tennis kind of got the leftovers. We would grab up the kids that were going to play baseball in the spring and say, hey, you want to come out and get a letter? Or
it's a good training. It's a good hand-eye coordination for baseball.
Right, exactly. And similarly, the kids that were attending the 2-year Vincennes University program at the Area Career Center, they could play a sport to count for their gym credit, their PE credit. And so we were able to pick up a couple of guys who were Gavitt students who were attending school at the ACC and say, hey, look, we'll teach you how to hold a racket, we'll teach you how to serve, we'll teach you how to keep score, and let's go. So it was like that, and I'm sure there's a lot of coaches in a lot of sports that are combing the hallways, just going, come on, please, just come on out and hang with us for 8 weeks. And
it's tough because I know, Hobart's numbers in football, believe it or not, were down in the 90s, late 90s, their numbers were big time down because that's when my son Colin was in high school, and that was, I think, a lack of interest due to the change of the coaching staff, because that's what, after Coach Howell had kind of gave it up and then another coach took it over. But it's but Hobart's got their football numbers back up. Over at Bishop Knoll, the whole thing was they only had 27 kids to come out to begin with for the whole year. And then they've dwindled it all the way down to, I think you said 13 were able to play for that Whiting game, and that's when the coach just said, I can't do it. We can't do it. So
and you're right. I mean, this isn't an issue that just happened this year. It's gotten a lot more publicity this year, but 4 seasons ago, 5 seasons ago, Hobart and Griffith had a game that was postponed from Friday to Saturday night by rain. So we sat here and waited out the storm. In fact, I think that night we actually evacuated the press box because of the severity of the storm. So it was a game that was played on a Saturday afternoon in front of a couple of hundred fans. And there weren't 100 kids in uniform between the two teams, Griffith and Hobart, which were these 2 proud programs. Griffith with a state championship in '97, and Hobart with 4 state titles, and kids lining up and wanting all their lives to be Brickies. And the Griffith program that had these huge numbers, and you looked up and down the sideline and you said, what's going on here?
Yeah, it kind of ebbs and flows with each respective class and group of kids. I mean, it's what has captured their interest as they were growing up. Was it soccer? Was it football? Was it video games, or whatever the case may be? It really just comes down to what that group of kids, as they came around, are interested in. So it's and like you said about the 4 sports that the kids could play at Gavitt, I mean, those are just the sports. I mean, there's other things that people are interested in too, whether it be going out and getting a job. I know one thing when I was coaching too, with both the boys and the girls in soccer, was, a kid would come out and he'd say, well, I can't make practices because I got to work. And if these kids want extra spending money, they need to work. So I was fortunate in the fact that my parents told me that as long as I'm in a sport, I'll get an allowance. But once I quit playing, you're going to work, son. So I played all the way through high school.
Good strategy.
Yeah. So it's there's a lot of options for kids out there these days, and and there's so many things out there. There's just not enough kids around to fill every team and every activity that you want to do.
Update you on a couple of scores. This isn't the only game where points are hard to come by. Lowell and Andrean are at halftime. The Red Devils 3, the 59ers nothing, and the Cubs are broken out on top, taking the 1-0 lead over the Nats in the 6th.
Double by Bryant.
Both clubs have returned to the field for a brief pregame warm-up before we begin quarter number 3. Franciscan St. Anthony Health Sports Medicine Institute offers programs where athletes receive instruction in performance and movement-based training. Their team of coaches, physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers provide sports medicine and help athletes of all ages learn about power and strength, agility and endurance techniques, how to train safely, and avoid and return from injury. They're located at 12800 Mississippi Parkway in Crown Point. They're on the web at franciscanhealth.org/sportsmedicine-NWI and can be reached at 209-662-5266.
Cubs are up 2-0 right now. Rizzo with a hit to drive in Bryant from second. Bryant with a double that drove in Baez. So it looks like we're at the top of the 6th, as I can see on my iPad, if I can see that close. Cubs are up 2-0 right now. Single by Rizzo.
Brickies are 6-1. Munster 2-5 in the year. Hobart hasn't started a season 7-1 since 2008. That year, the Brickies won 9 of their first 10. The only regular season loss came in week number 6. That to Lowell. Team ended up going 9-2 that year. 2 years after Wally McCormick led them to a 10-2 season. Here we're scoreless. Hobart nothing and Munster nothing. Just about ready to restart play. The second half. Munster the traveling whites. Red and black trim across the front of the shoulder pads. Red numerals, red helmets, white face guards. Hobart going all purple today. Purple numerals on purple jerseys. The numbers trimmed in yellow. Purple football pants and the gleaming gold helmets. Well, Matt Heilich with the football teed up at the 40-yard line to our right for his first opportunity to kick off tonight.
LaPorte leads Michigan City now 36-35 in the second. Wow.
Butler deep with Andrew Cinco. Yeah, this is quite a season for the Wolves. A breakout year, in fact, for City. City had the same kind of dreams of sports glory when they consolidated that the folks at East Chicago Central did when they put Washington and Roosevelt together in '85, and it's never materialized for City the way it did for Central at that 2007 4A state basketball championship. Kicks in the air, we're underway. Butler at the 10,
nice,
heads that field, and he gets chopped down to the ankles right across the 15-yard line, so Munster will start fairly deep in its own territory.
Nice open field tackle there. Who was that by?
Matthew Benton.
Benton did a nice job. Got down there and didn't take the fake and just went right through the legs of the returner. And that was Butler trying to return. So we're going to start the second half right now. Munster's going to have the ball on their own 19-yard line. Let's see if they've got any new tricks up their sleeve to show us in this half.
Still Will Melby, the sophomore quarterback out there, split backfield behind him. Butler, the fullback, and he'll get the call on first down. He tries to run out of the tackle attempt from Onoma Capone and dragged him out across the 20 to the 22. Gain of 3.
6 carries for Butler. He's now got 60 yards on the day. So kind of sticking with his superb average. What was he coming in averaging? Well, improved it. He was coming in averaging 5. So Raheem has now got a 10-yard average for this game.
5'8", 175-pounder. He's out there with Trevor Mall. Melby on 2nd and 7. Takes, gives Butler sweeping left with Mall leading the way. Butler's hitting the backfield, going to be twisted down back inside the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Good job of stretching that out there. Hobart's whole line kind of just stretched out. Wouldn't let him turn the corner.
I think it was Valley. Valley came up in run support.
So it looks like they lost a yard on that one.
Well, they'll mark him at the 20. So 3rd and 9 coming for Munster. His first third down opportunity the second half. Munster won the toss and deferred its option to the second half. Melby takes the snap, rolls out to the near side, has plenty of time looking, throws one downfield into coverage, and incomplete. Was looking for Baker, and Hicks had the coverage. Hicks has done a really, really fine job defensively this year. As solid as he's been receiving the football on offense, he might be the defensive MVP, and that would be saying something in a team filled with defensive stars. 6'2", 160 with really good coverage skills.
Yeah, he's a good strong kid, good, nice and big. Grandson of my high school coach, Jerry Hicks.
So Bravo to punt it away, steps into this one, gets off a good kick end over end. Benton will let it bounce at the 48, takes a bit of a Munster hop to the 45-yard line, and Hobart's going to have its best field position to start a drive. Its first possession of the second half. 10:18 to go, third quarter. Hobart first and 10, its own 45-yard line.
Munster consumed about 2 minutes on that drive, just a little under 2 minutes. Hobart's going to be taking the ball on their own 45-yard line. They've very briefly been in the Munster half of the field, but no real scoring threats have been administered or initiated by the Hobart Brickies as of yet.
Ironically enough, Hobart dominated the time of possession, 14:58 to 7:41 in the first half, and never sniffed the end zone. They fake a little jet sweep to the near side. Ehrlich takes it himself, has a seam, gets to midfield, now gets a block to the 45-40 down the sideline. He goes to the 35 and gets shoved out of bounds. The 29-yard line. Mark him right at the 30. It was Bravo who escorted into the sideline marker. Pickup of 22 on the gain for Ehrlich, and Hobart into Munster territory.
A nice job because he faked a handoff inside, and then he kind of just let his running backs get out in front of him, and then just kind of trailed a little bit behind to see where the hole was going to open, and then he saw that it was opening to the outside and was able to go ahead and take it. So did a nice job of backing off, letting the play develop, and then charging through.
Benton split wide to the far side on 1st and 10. Ehrlich takes the snap, gives Valley, hit the narrowest of seams, was able to come off the block from Bo Juris. And then the hole closed up quickly. Actually lost about a yard.
Yeah.
Knocked him down to the 31.
All right, guys, that play ain't working. Redesign it, redo something, but you're not getting anything off tackle. If he wants to go ahead and cut up the middle, we're seeing that he could get some yardage. But that inside handoff going off tackle is not working.
Well, Noma Capone split wide to the near side on 2nd and 11. The Brickies from behind the sticks in Munster territory, the 31-yard line. Hicks comes in motion near side. They fake jet. Ehrlich follows Hicks. Tries to turn upfield. Gets just back to the 30. Gain back one of the yards that was lost on the last snap. It'll be 3rd and 10.
So, middle of the 6th, Cubs up 2-0 right now.
Bricky's trying to play the numbers game. Get more hats out in front of the football. Munster doing a really great job of pursuit. Here comes the 3rd and 11. Ehrlich out of the gun, calls for the football, drops the pass. The rush is on, fires one to the near sideline. Complete overthrown inside the 5-yard line. A diving attempt was made by Chris Tyler. The wingback was downfield, and Ehrlich couldn't connect. 4th and 11.
He was open. He was running free right down the middle there. He was open, just overthrown. Hobart's got 4th and 11. They're on the Munster 31-yard line. So it looks like they're going to go for it right now. 8:53 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, kind of no man's land. They're well outside of field goal range for Matt Heilich, but too close to punt. And Munster more often, they've had great field position. Munster more often than not has started near midfield. So even if Hobart gives them the football at the 31, it'll be some of the Mustangs' worst.
Well, they better do something quick. Oh, now they're going to call timeout.
They're going to have to burn a timeout.
Yeah, the play clock was running down, so they're going to take a timeout right now.
We'll step away for timeout as well. Back after this on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
The right doctors make all the difference. That's why more families are choosing Methodist Physician Group, Northwest Indiana's multi-specialty group, consisting of accomplished primary care physicians, specialists, and surgeons. Your neighbors are turning to Methodist Physician Group because of our quality services, expert care, personal attention, convenient locations, relaxed atmosphere, and friendly professional staff. Meet the right doctor for you and your family. Visit MethodistPhysicianGroup.org. Methodist Physician Group, moving forward, making a difference.
Still scoreless from the Brickyard. Hobart nothing and Munster nothing. Inside 9 minutes to go for the third quarter. Let's hear from Fry's Dairy Queen.
At Fry's Dairy Queen in Hobart, it's fan food, not fast food right now. Try the DQ $6 lunch, available all day, every day for only $6. You can get either 1/3 pound double cheeseburger or a crispy chicken sandwich meal. It also includes a small sundae, or you can upgrade to a small blizzard. Treat for once. They've been a proud sponsor with RSN since 1992.
Steve McIntyre sends Sam Ehrlich back on the field with his marching orders. Here comes the 4th down snap. Ehrlich's in trouble, caught in the backfield. He's not going to be able to escape. Jacob Fitch all the way back near the 40-yard line. Loss of 9 on the rollout right. Munster takes over on downs at its own 40-yard line.
I think that was a case of good scouting and good coaching by Munster. They knew what they were going to do. They knew it was going to be a rollout. So, once again, I mean, we're not getting too much out of the creative box of Hobart's offense. So it's going to be Munster taking over on downs on their own 40-yard line. Hobart on that drive got 1 first down out of it, but unfortunately was unable to go ahead and do anything else with it. Definitely their furthest travels into the offensive end of the game.
Melby out of the pistol off play action in the pocket to pass. Fires over the middle, has a man, catches made, he's open, he'll run the distance.
That's going to be it. 88 is going to go in for the Munster Mustangs. Jacob Fitch taking that ball from Melby all the way into the end zone. It looks the play looked like it was supposed to be a screen to the right. Melby went ahead and looked like he was going to throw to the right and ended up just having the ability to drop back and find the Fitch out there because there was no pass rush to speak of by the Hobart Brickies.
One play, 60 yards, 12 seconds if you want the numbers on the drive. Fitch a big target out there. 6'2", 225-pounder. Ivanich out for the extra point. Boots this one right through. With 8:35 to go in the third quarter. It is now Munster 7 and Hobart nothing. We're back after this on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
I just heard Mom and Dad talking about taking us out to eat. I hope they take us to that place that lets us throw peanut shells on the floor. You mean Texas Corral? Right, Texas Corral. I love their game room. And the kids menu. We get to order steaks and ribs just like Mom and Dad. And they love that we get to eat for just 99 cents every Tuesday. When I get to choose where to go for my birthday, I always pick Texas Corral.
Kids, we're going to Texas Corral.
Yes!
So 60 yards, that pass play covers. And Melby bought a little time with a pretty good play action fake and delivered a good ball to Fitch. Like we said, big target. He had a step or two on his Bricky defender. Once he hauled that one in, it's off to the races. 7-0 Munster.
Yeah, 80. Fitch is 6'2", 225 pounds. They list him as an offensive lineman, so the tackle.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's actually listed on the roster that I always send it with two numbers, the 55/88. And on the roster, he's actually 55, but 88 on my game card.
So Hobart's going to have to do something offensively right now. I mean, Munster's had 2 big plays in the game, and that's been it. And they got him down to the 1-yard line and the 1-foot-yard line in the first half, and weren't able to come up with anything. And now they come up with one big play here in the second half for 60 yards to score a touchdown. Other than that, their offense has been non-existent too.
Benton and Anoma Capone back deep to receive the Ivetich kick. It's short into the far side. Benton will field on the run at the 17-yard line. Upfield 20 to 25. Gets to the 30, tries to break outside 35. You're going to get a rough ride from Bravo and others. Out across the 35 to the 37. That's where Hobart will start, now trailing 7-0.
Yeah, he got about 20-yard return there on that one. So a nice return. Hobart's going to get decent field position. They'll be starting at their own 37-yard line.
Well, let's see if they can stir the tanks a little bit offensively. Have not been able to get much moving at all. A grand total of 5 first downs. Is my count correct? As Munster has 2?
2 first downs.
2 first downs for the night.
That's it.
These two teams combined for 160 yards of total offense in the first half. One of those kind of games. So the hand goes Valley, weaving through traffic. Oh, he was tripped up as he crossed the 40. He saw a little bit of an opening, and Bravo eventually made the stop.
Well, that's what I was talking about. If they go ahead, he cut up the middle that time. That same play where they inside hand, he lines up next to Erlock, inside handoff. But this time, instead of going to the tackle side, he did make the move up more towards the middle. He's able to pick up about 6 yards on that.
It was Clark who got in there and got a hand around the ankle of Sal Valley. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 coming. Ball spotted on the crown, the 44-yard line of the Brickies. Inside 8 minutes to go for the third quarter. Hobart trailing now. Munster scored on its last possession, 7-0. Ehrlich out of the gun. Calls for the football, rolls right. Giving chase is Clark. Ehrlich tries to get to the corner at the sideline and had nowhere to go.
Pick up about 1 on that right now. 18 carries for Sam right now. He's got 55 yards.
Chopped down by Forrest on the far sideline. No gain, 3rd and 4 coming.
So another forced them into a third down conversion situation. In the first half, they were successful on 3 of their opportunities. So they'll be taking the ball at the 44-yard line of their own 44-yard line.
Slot right. Onobu Capone split out wide to the near side. Give is to Valley. He's in the backfield and has nowhere to go. First to the football was Daiwan. And Baker cleaning things up. It's 4th down and a punt coming up for the Bookies.
Like I said, they got to come up with some creativity on this offense here because I can pretty much call the plays of what they're doing out there now. You know, and if I'm one of the big boys downstairs on the front line there for defense for the Munster Mustangs, pretty much just stay home, man. You're going to see something coming at you.
Cinco to receive the Ojeda punt. An end over end boot that'll bounce at the 25 on the Munster side of the field. Cinco gets away and takes a Hobart hop inside the 15, down to the 10. And they'll touch it up at the 9-yard line. Remember, Capone does the honors. And Munster will start deep in its own territory, but now with a lead. 7-0 Munster with 6:09 to go in the third quarter.
Albert's Jewelry wants your old gold and diamonds. Clean out your jewelry box and trust Albert's to give you the largest payout for all diamonds of all sizes, quantities, along with broken chains, unmatched earrings, vintage watches, class rings, gold and silver rings and coins, and any out-of-style jewelry. They offer also loans on your jewelry, diamonds, and watches up to $100,000. Find out for yourself why Albert's have been voted the best in the region by the Times for the last 20 years in a row. And they have 2 locations to serve you, 711 Main Street in Cherville, South Lake Mall in Maryville. For more information, call the Maryville store at 219-769-1976. Cherville location 322-2700, or visit the website albertsjewelers.com.
Ricky's starting to get mad defensively. Starting to come to the football with a bad attitude. Maul hit the hole, and he got driven back, but not before picking up 4 yards on the play.
Maul, 4 carries, 10 yards.
Ricky's trying to force a 3 and out and trying to flip the field here.
Well, they need a turnover is what they need. They need the ball in their own hands, deep in territory.
And goes to Butler, pushes the pile ahead very near the first down marker. The official on the near side is showing it at the 18-yard line, which would make it a yard short. Gain of 5, it'll be 3rd and 1, Munster. The clock winding to the 5-minute mark now of the third quarter. Munster 7, Hobart nothing. Ricky's 6-game win streak on the line.
And could be the conference, too.
Sure. Hobart and Lowell both 3-0 ahead of a collision course for next week. They'll meet here at the Brickyard. Here's the 3rd and 1 coming. He gave his
He's not going to
back
get
to the
it.
pile. He's got nowhere to go. Well, the second effort, though, might have got it.
Oh, I think they're going to, yep.
The official spotting this one right at the 20. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. Game 2. Looked like he was stopped up right at the line.
It did at that. It did look like he was stopped up there, wasn't going anywhere, but he was able to go ahead and twist and turn and just kind of fall out to the 20 to get the first down. So that's their first down of the second half, 3rd first down overall in the game.
So the Stangs a fresh set of downs. Melby out of the pistol. Gives Maul middle of the line. Still churning the legs as he takes Kraft for a ride. And eventually picked up a yard. They give him forward progress to the 21. A lot of running to get that 1 yard. 2nd and 9. But for Munster, the clock winding is the more critical thing. They lead it by a touchdown, and Hobart's not been able to do much offensively. Hobart is in the position right now that Highland was in last week, a 7-0 lead. You know, a lot of things can happen to make a 7-0 lead go away fast. One mistake and it's over.
Yeah.
14-0 in a game like this, though, it might as well be 100.
Yeah. If you're not mounting anything offensively, yeah.
Melby back to pass, fires far sideline. Tried to thread the needle on that one. Was looking for Baker. It was incomplete.
Yeah, Melby 1 for 5 on the night with a 60-yard touchdown pass.
Tyler, the coverage underneath. So 3rd and 9 coming. Ball spotted the near hash mark, the 21-yard line. Play comes in the sideline with Melby. We'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 3:30 to go for the quarter when the Stangs snap this one. Butler and Dywan, the split backs. Melby out of the pistol, takes and rolls left side. Looks to throw on the run, now ducks it down, and he's going to gun this one in the air to about the 40-yard line. I thought he was throwing that one away.
I did too. It looked like he was just purposely thrown over, but it was close.
Yeah, he had Baker out there, but he was in double coverage. Broken up and incomplete. 4th down, and the Stangs will have to punt this one away from their own 21.
3:39 to go in this third quarter. Munster's up 7-0 right now. This will be Munster's 5th punt of the night.
Another Capote with a chance to receive, staying in his own 45. The Bravo kick, he'll let fly from his own 10. Steps into this one, rushes out, but he gets it away. It's a short kick. It's going to hop at the 41-yard line of Munster. Takes a Stangs hop to the far sideline. It goes, and it rolls out of bounds at the 49-yard line of Hobart.
29-yard punt there.
The Brickies take over near midfield. 3:28 to go.
8-8. Wow. Cleveland and the Yankees still 8-8 with Cleveland up to bat in the bottom of the 11th. Cleveland pretty much won they won the game last night, didn't they? Yeah.
This game brought to you in part by Duck Creek Golf Course. Whether you're just enjoying a round of golf or you're having an outing, visit Duck Creek, located at 638 North 700 West in Hobart. First and 10 Brickies near midfield, their own 49. Far hash mark. Urlock takes a snap, quickly fires. He's got Noma Capote. Tried to spin out of a tackle across midfield at 49, but nothing doing. He gains a couple of yards. It was Cinco who held on, went for the right foot tackle. So 2nd and 7 coming. They got a pretty favorable spot to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, into Munster territory right now. Cubs up to bat. Top of the 7th, they're still up 2-0 right now. Schwarber's up to bat.
Urlock takes the snap out of the gun, fakes the hand, drives up the middle of the line, and same result as most other times that they've run that particular play. The middle of the line was filled well. Fitch was the first of the football, the touchdown maker. Makes the stop there. They give Urlock the forward progress to the 47. So gain of about a yard. It'll be 3rd and 6 now for the Brickies.
Yep, another 3rd down conversion situation. Those seem to be mounting up, and they've only been successful on 3.
All of those early in the first half.
Yeah, yeah.
So Cooper brings the play in from the sideline. Benton Spill wide to the far. Winoma Capote to the near. Trips to the far side. Empty set for Urlock. Tyler's the wing on the far side of the line. Urlock takes the snap. Fitch gives chase, got a hand on Urlock's foot, but he escapes. Able to get to the far sideline. Well short of the first down. He got to the 45 before he got a rough ride out of bounds. Jelani Warner giving chase and made the hit. And it's 4th and about 4 for the Brickies, and Ojeda back on the field to punt this one away.
A lot of running for picking up about 2 yards. He rolled out to the right. Made a nice job getting around Fitch there. Fitch seemed to have clipped his ankle. He was able to keep his balance, but just got to the 45-yard line of the Munster Mustangs.
So the Brickies now playing the field position game. The strategy here is you pin Munster and keep trying to keep the game on the north end of the field. Snap was a bit wide. Ojeda gets that rugby kick away. And got off a pretty good one. It's going to be returned, though. Coming to the near side at about the 13-yard line. It was Bravo with the opportunity to return.
Yeah, it was a big bounce. One of those bounces where you really should step aside and not go ahead and take it. But this one came right to his breadbasket, so he went ahead and hauled it in. Not a very long punt, only about a 28-yard punt on that one. He was under heavy charge, and the snap wasn't that great.
Yeah, that wasn't the intentional rugby kick that was kind of in vogue in high school ball for a couple of years, about 5 years ago. That was under duress. He did a pretty good job to get it away. So back come the Stangs, leading 7-0 inside 2 minutes for the third quarter. 1:48 the clock here at the Brickyard. What turned out to be a pretty nice night. It was humid this afternoon, rained at the start of the game. It's been dry ever since, though. Rushing the left side was Maul. Tried to get to the outside and picked up about 4 yards. Give him the 17-yard line. 2nd and 6.
He's only got 15 yards on the night, 6 carries for 15 yards, so he's
Hanover Central leading South Central 14-0 third quarter. Griffith was leading Lake Station by 1 million at halftime. 48-0, I think the score I saw.
1 million? Hobart jumps off sides. That'll be the first penalty of the second half.
That was a big bugaboo for the Bricks early in the contest. Their first penalty of the second half, but not great timing, as that's going to be enough to move the chains. Penalty walk-off takes it to the 23. First down, Mustangs with 1:13 for the third quarter.
That'll be their second first down in the second half, fourth overall in the game. Hobart's only got 1 first down in this second half and 6 overall in the game.
So Melby takes the snap on first down, gives Butler, crashes the middle of the line, has over to go, ball comes free, but I think he was down. Valley was on it in a hurry, back at about the 20-yard line, but Butler had already been whistled down for the end of the play. No gain, it's 2nd and 10. Third quarter score, Boone Grove 14, Wheeler 7. Ben Davis rolls on, it's a final. Ben Davis 42, Lawrence Central 7. New Prairie shutting out Glenn 49-0 in the fourth. Warsaw has upended North Wood, last year's 4A state runners-up, take their second loss of the season, 31-28. The Tigers are in, and Plymouth defeats Goshen 41-21.
Butler now, he's got 10 carries, only 66 yards, and 52 of those were on that one run. Refs in a huddle there right at the line of scrimmage, trying to sort out something.
Portage on the comeback trail now. It's Valpo 20, Portage 14. 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter of that one.
We've got 38 seconds to go right now. The referee's on the sidelines trying to sort something out. I'm not sure what they're trying to get the answer is. Ryan Turley's out on the right by the 30, the numbers of the 30-yard line, to try and understand what the call is going to be here.
We're resetting the game clock to 54 seconds.
That must be it. That must be asking for some time to be put back on the clock. So Ryan Turley's getting a bit animated there with the referee, trying to understand why, pleading his case to no avail.
So when we restart play, 2nd and 9 will be down in distance, and there comes a flag in.
Yeah. Now he gets a flag called against him because.
So sideline warning.
Is that a warning or is that penalized? Get back. I think it's just a warning to get off the field. Basically, shut up and get off the field. So we'll see if they're going to leave the ball right there. So they added about approximately 16 seconds back on the clock. Now the referee's going over to talk to the Munster coaching staff. Play is going to be called, and the play clock will be started momentarily. So here we go. Munster coming to the line, finally.
That delay was like a baseball instant replay. Handoff, Mall pushes the pile off left tackle across the 25-yard line, giving progress to the 26. Pisarski was the first to the football. Gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd and 7. Final. Fullwin Snyder 34, Dwenger 31. So make a third down, a key third down for the Brickies now. The play clock and game clock are within a second of each other. Play clock 1 second behind, so Munster doesn't have to snap the football, and might not. The game clock down to 10, and Will Melby standing at the sideline with his position coaches.
They're not going to snap it. We're going to go into the fourth quarter. Certified financial planner Tim O'Brien is your Hobart Edward Jones financial advisor. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement of our young athletes. receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why financial advisor Tim O'Brien is a proud sponsor of the Hobart Bricky football on RRSN.com. Call Tim at 219-945-8208 or stop by his office, 1455 South Lake Park Avenue across from St. Mary's Hospital for all your investment needs. Once a Bricky, always a Bricky. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
The right doctors make all the difference. That's why more families are choosing Methodist Physician Group, Northwest Indiana's multi-specialty group, consisting of accomplished primary care physicians, specialists, and surgeons. Your neighbors are turning to Methodist Physician Group because of our quality services, expert care, personal attention, convenient locations, relaxed atmosphere, and friendly professional staff. Meet the right doctor for you and your family. Visit MethodistPhysicianGroup.org. Methodist Physician Group, moving forward, making a difference.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Alongside Kent Rosenbaum, I'm Steve Dolby. We're in the fourth quarter with Munster leading Hobart 7-0 at the Brickyard. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. It's been a tightly contested football game. Folks on the edges of their seats, and speaking of the folks here in their seats are getting really wet as the rain has returned, as the umbrellas pop back up in the bleachers below us.
Got a flag on the play coming from the umpire. It's going to be illegal procedure against the Munster Mustangs.
Lowell has tacked on another score. Took a 5.5-minute drive to start the second half. Lowell 10, Andrea nothing in the third. So Lowell keeping up its end of the bargain. The Brickies need a couple of scores, though, to make that contest next week for the Northwest Crossroads Conference title.
Well, if they lose this and then they beat Lowell, then they can still have a share of the conference. And we've got another penalties procedure once again against the Stangs. I think that was kind of drawn by one of the linebackers for the Brickies, charged the line, and one of the offensive linemen flinched. So 2 penalties to start this fourth quarter. Maybe that's a good sign for the Brickies that they're going to get something going. But two mistakes by the Munster Mustangs. So that's pushed them back, way back. It's about 3rd and, that's more than 12 as it says on the scoreboard, 3rd and 22 or something.
Melby with the split backs behind him. Out of the pistol on 3rd and long. Takes and gives Moss, sweeping right. He's caught from behind and twisted down as he got to the 20-yard line. Give him the forward ahead to the 22. It was Onoma Capone who made the stop. And it's still 4th and 12. Stangs got to boot this one away. Clock winding, 11:37 to go for the football game.
This will give Hobart probably great field position. We got Ona Capote setting up at the 50-yard line, midfield. The ball's going to be punted from about the 8-yard line, 7-yard line. Hobart on a big charge to try and block it. No success.
Kick is away, a floater. Onoma Capote let it float over his head. It bounces to the 45. I think for a moment he had designs on it. I'm not sure if he looked away and then lost it. And rather than take a chance on fumbling it away, got away. Still, Hobart gets pretty good field position. Their own 44-yard line. 11:15 to go in this one. It's 7-0 Munster.
Are you in the market for a new car? Then stop by Christensen Chevrolet. Right now, you can lease a 2018 Chevy Equinox LT for just $199 a month. For 24 months, drive the American Dream. Christensen Chevy is located 9700 Indianapolis Boulevard in Highland. For more information, give them a call at 888-999-9141 or check the website out at christensenchevy.com.
We're trying to connect with Onoma Capone at a timing pattern. There was contact, no flag. He had the coverage. And he had tight coverage step for step with Onoma Capone about the 25-yard line on the near side of the field. They put a lot of air into the football, trying to let Onoma Capone run underneath it, incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little push there by the Munster defender, but no call. Back judge was right there. Zach Ing looked like he got away with a little bit of a shove.
Benton the wide out to the far side. Hicks slotted the far way. Winoma Capone to the near end, 2nd and 10. Ehrlich takes, gives Valley, hitting the backfield, escapes, tries to move on ahead of the 45-yard line, and then he was going to be wrapped up and brought down by Costa Fatopoulos, 6', 200-pound junior in there at an end position, gain of a couple. A yard, actually, 3rd and 9 from the 45.
I'm so sick of looking at that play. If they play it up the middle, they work it up the middle, they've been getting something. But if they keep going off tackle, it's nothing.
Cooper split wide to the far. Tyler, the wing on the near side of the line. Ehrlich takes the snap, drops the pass on 3rd and 9. Forced out of the pocket now, he's in trouble, looks to run. Can he get a block? Gets to the side, to the edge, to the 45, and taken down, sliding at the 48-yard line. Went a long way to pick up 2 yards. Giving chase was Dywan, and wouldn't let go.
He's doing a lot of running east and west, but he's not doing a whole lot of running north and south. So that's just, it's not. Now they're 4th down again. So
officially going to spot it at the 48-yard line.
60 yards for Sam. 21 carries, 60 yards.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of
60 yards. So Ojeda to punt it away.
In actuality, he's probably run 160, but sideline to sideline, most of it.
Bravo and Cinco back to receive. Ojeda will let fly of his own 37-yard line. Steps into this one. Sidewinding kick might have been deflected. Bounces at 25. Takes a Hobart hop, though. That sharp hop as it hit the turf here and rocketed to the sideline of the 19-yard line of Munster. With 9:56 to go in the football game, that's where the Stangs will begin.
Just under 10 minutes right now. Munster's going to get the ball back, like you said, on their 19-yard line. They'll be more than happy just to try and run out the clock as much as they can. But they've really had no running attack. They've really had no offense to speak of, with the exception of one long pass. One long pass and one long run, and that's been it. I mean, they haven't done anything else. The only thing they haven't done is turn the ball over. This has been a turnover-free ball game so far.
Butler gets the hand for Melby and runs into a purple wave right at the line of scrimmage.
11 carries, 66 yards. And
Sam Valadez from the linebacking position comes up to make the stop. Gain of a yard, it'll be 2nd and 9. And Ken, as you predicted, the Mustangs in no real big hurry.
No, if they're smart, they'll use every minute they can off the play clock. It's at 15 seconds right now.
Force the wide out to the near side. Melby on 2nd and 9. Takes quarterback keeper. He tries the middle of the line this time. Pushes the pile out across the 20 to the 22-yard line.
He picks up a couple yards on that, so.
Mangieri is climbing off the bottom of the pile for Hobart.
Be 3rd and 7 at the moment. 8:58 to go right now.
Well, Brickies clearly need a stop. They delivered a couple defensive stops, but the offense has just not been able to cash in.
You can't fault the defense. I mean, the defense has done their job. I mean, they've given up 2 big plays, unfortunately, and one of them is a touchdown. But the offense is just laid an egg, man.
Already twice this year we've named a defensive player our Central Bank performer of the game. Probably going to end up going that way tonight as well. Melby slips off the football back inside the 15 to the 13. Regardless of whether the Mustangs were able to recover that, which they did, they don't get an opportunity to throw downfield, and now they'll have to punt from relatively deep in their own territory.
Melby's going to end up taking about a 6-yard loss on that one. So good defensive backfield coverage by the Hobart Brickies.
Bravo's uncorked a couple of beauties. Let's see what he's got in him here. He's going to kick right for the goal line. Winoma Capone standing at the Munster 44. Looks like the rush is on. Here come the Brickies. They couldn't get to the football. It's a short kick, though. Winoma Capone will watch it hop at the 45. Takes a Munster bounce.
Get away from it.
Into Brickie territory across the 50 down to the 46-yard line. That's where Hobart will take over 1st and 10 with 7:47 to go.
Yeah, about a 40-yard punt there, so he's been doing well just on the bounces. I mean, Winoma Capone looked like he was going to go ahead and try and pull up one of those plays where you pick it up off the bounce, and fortunately went ahead and just backed away. And Hobart's got great field position. They're on their own 46-yard line, but they got 7:47 to go to get something on the clock to at least force this to overtime.
Baxter Printing has been supporting high school athletics and serving Northwest Indiana for over 50 years. Located at 3837 Ridge Road in Highland, Baxter Printing specializes in all types of commercial and political printing. Whether it's tickets, buttons, mailers, or yard signs, Baxter Printing will help you make the right decisions for your campaign. Call Baxter today at 219-923-1999, your local friendly union print shop.
Looked like we had a foul called against Hobart on the return, so that's going to back up Hobart. A holding on Hobart on the return, so that's going to back them up another 10 yards. And that's going to let them start on their own 31-yard line. So as opposed to starting near midfield, they're back to their own 31. 7:47 to go. They're down by 7. They need to get something going offensively.
Well, they really need a blown coverage on a pass attempt or somebody to miss a tackle. Because really the difference between the 46 and the 31 for the Bookies tonight, point has been kind of moot. They've had one really lengthy drive. And if I run down the drive results here for the second half, not going to be pretty. Urlach, fake the hand left, sweeps right, gets out across the 35, twisted down to the 37.
Looks like he picked up about 7.
Warner made the stop. So in the second half, Munster's gone punt, touchdown, punt, punt, punt. Hobart's gone downs, punt, 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 and now this possession. A pretty good first down play. One of Hobart's best tonight. 2nd and 3 coming.
Well, you're right there.
Pretty rare that they've been in a second and short position only a couple times tonight, and once it resulted in a penalty. So here's the snap to Urlach. Sets up, fires, into the flat far side. He airmailed that one. Looking for Noma Capote, incomplete.
Noma Capote jumped a tad bit too early. I'm not sure. He jumped well too early on that one.
And he's got good size. He goes 6'2". So that was an overthrown football. But you're right. The timing on the leap made that look a little bit worse of a throw than it was.
Now here's Hobart finds himself once again in a third down situation. This time it's only 3rd and 3 as opposed to they've normally been 3rd and 7.
Cooper split wide to the far side, and then Capote to the near. 3rd and 3 bricks, near hash mark, their own 38. Urlach takes, pressure from the backside, Fitch. Urlach stands in, Fitch couldn't get him. Urlach, though, slowed him up long enough. Loss of a couple as he was stretched out all the way to the sideline. Warner finally took him to the marker. Great coverage downfield from Munster.
Roll out left, trying to make something happen, and can't get anything going. Can't find a receiver down there, and then when he decides to, go ahead and tuck it and run, Munster defense has done a nice job of just shutting off the corner there, so he can't make the turn.
So Ojeda to boot this one away again. Cinco to the far side, Bravo to the near. They stand at their own 30. Cinco's had a couple opportunities to return tonight. Ojeda, stutter step, gets into this one. A high floater far side. Fair catch is called for. Ball came loose. And both clubs pointing. Munster coaching staff had a really good look at it. Officials say Munster ball. At about the 34-yard line of the stand with 6:17 to go.
Keep them safe with new tires and full-service tune-up at Levin's Tire and Service Center. Right now, get selected tire and service rebates up to $145 during their back-to-school sale. Visit one of the 7 locations in Northwest Indiana and find out for yourself why they've been voted the best in the region for the last 8 years. Remember, that's Levin's. Also offers a full range of automotive services such as alignment checks, fluid exchanges, and brake repairs. Check out their website, levintirecenter.com, for valuable money-saving coupons, or call 800-474-5005 for more information. Levin's Tire Center has been earning your trust one day at a time since 1918.
Snap to Melby. Give to Daiwan. The big fullback crashes the middle of the line, keeps the legs churning, and forces a couple of Bookies to come in and make the stop. Tyler made the first contact. Gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. We'll be inside 6 minutes. Next snap.
And now especially Munster would just love to run off about 8 plays here and eat up the clock, but they've got to get a first down. They've only had 4 all game, 2 in each half. Hobart hasn't fared much better. They've got 6, but only 1 in this half.
Give his Daiwan again. Tries the middle of the line again. This time nowhere to go. No gain in the play.
They got to get the ball. They got to start pulling at the ball and tugging at the ball. They need a turnover, and maybe that's what's going to take to get them in the game. The defense has got to go ahead and take control and find a way to make a turnover happen and run it back.
Big third down defensive stand for Hobart here. Ball spotted in the crown, the 37-yard line. Staying still in the huddle at the play clock at 12. Game clock 5:05 and winding. Now they come to the line. Play clock to 5 to 4. Bricky show blitz. Snap Melby. Give Butler sweeping right. He gets the corner at the 40, diving ahead right near the sticks. If they mark him where the ball was, it's going to be a first down. Officials mark this one at the 44-yard line. First down, Munster. They convert on a 3rd and 7. What a huge third down conversion that was.
That was huge right there. It takes the clock to 4:50, so they're going to get a fresh set of downs with 4:50 to go and a 7-0 lead.
Raheem Butler making a bid for our Center Bank Performer of the Game. You could look him. You could look Jacob Fitch for his performances on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I like Fitch. I think he's had a good game
And
besides getting that touchdown, but I mean, he's been just a presence.
Yeah, Bricky side, you obviously got to look on the defensive side of the ball. Might be Kraft. Melby standing with hands on hips as the play clock now down to single digits. And the give is Butler right up the middle. Melby sold the quarterback keep pretty well to the far side, but the Brickies who were on the ball didn't buy it. Mangeros makes the stop. You have a couple 3rd, 2nd and 7. And a timeout. Hobart, as they're watching the game clock melt away. We're all the way down to 4:16 now. The Brickies can ill afford to let Munster continue to march.
With locations in Schererville, Highland, and Lansing, Illinois, there's always a reason to smile when you visit round-the-clock family restaurants. In addition to serving breakfast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they also offer a free slice of pie with every lunch and dinner entree. In business since 1963, Round the Clock is a family-owned, operated restaurant that is proud to support their local high schools.
And tonight's game is sponsored by Swartz Redson & Company, a certified public accounting firm serving both businesses and individuals in Northwest Indiana over the last 80 years. Located in Maryville, Swartz Redson has a staff of over 30 professionals, making it the largest CPA firm in Northwest Indiana. Swartz Redson specializes in audits, reviews and compilations, tax planning and preparation, accounting services, businesses and personal financial planning, business valuations, and other requested engagements. Thanks for considering the professionals at Swartz Redson for your tax, accounting, and assurance needs. Three quarters in the books, and Lowell leads Andrean 10-0. We've talked about Hobart defensively. Lowell has been otherworldly. Hard count for Melby, just drew Hobart offside. Just to follow up that thought. Lowell in 7 weeks of play has allowed 48 points.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
Right around a touchdown per game. So we pick up 5 in the walk-off against Hobart. It'll be now 2nd and 3 from the Brickies 48.
This is exactly what Munster ordered. 4:16 to go in the game. Hobart's got 2 timeouts. I believe that Munster has all 3 of theirs. Yes, they do. Oh, they say Hobart only has 1.
Daiwan tries to push the pile forward. He's right near the first down marker. Let's see where the spot goes.
Looks like it might be a touch short.
Side judge on the far side of the field is right on the marker. The umpire standing over the ball about, it looks like maybe half a yard short. It's close enough to measure. We're going to get a timeout. Bricky's going to burn their final timeout. Now is the time to visit Scapel Buick GMC in Maryville. You'll want to take a look at the all-new 2018 Buick LaCrosse. It now holds 4 sets of golf clubs and 4 golfers comfortably. Redesigned from the ground up with a larger wheelbase and all the technology we now expect in a luxury sedan. Scapel was named the GM Dealer of the Year for the last 6 years in a row. Visit them at 3209 West Lincoln Highway, just 2 miles west of I-65 on US 30. Call 219-769-6381 or go online at www.scapelbuickgmc.com for more information. Back with more after this.
The right doctors make all the difference. That's why more families are choosing Methodist Physician Group, Northwest Indiana's multi-specialty group, consisting of accomplished primary care physicians, specialists, and surgeons. Your neighbors are turning to Methodist Physician Group because of our quality services, expert care, personal attention, convenient locations, relaxed atmosphere, and friendly professional staff. Meet the right doctor for you and your family. Visit MethodistPhysicianGroup.org. Methodist Physician Group, moving forward, making a difference.
So out of the Hobart timeout. Munster has a 3rd and 1. Ball spotted in the crown from the Hobart 46. We're inside 4 minutes. And Hobart's out of timeouts. Melby calls for the football. Gives Dywan, gives him a shove. He's got the first down inside the 45. Down to the 43-yard line. So needed a yard, got 3.
Yeah, this is perfect for the Stangs right now. First down on the Hobart 44-yard line. 3:43 to go. Hobart does not have any timeouts. If Munster plays the play clock timely, they could work this way down to giving Hobart absolutely no time, even if they hold them on this series of downs. So they could take it down almost 2 minutes.
Melby to Dywan. Bounces off a hit. Tyler tried to make the strip and could not. Dywan with 2 big forearms wrapped around the football. Got down to the 42-yard line. So a gain of a couple. It'll be second. 8 clock continues to wind. We'll be inside 3 minutes for the football game when Munster next snaps.
2:59. So with each play, they're going to lose. Hobart's going to lose about 30 seconds. So they're going to work it all the way down as far as they can. Play clock is down to 14 seconds right now. Not sure what sport I'm announcing at the moment.
4 split wide on the near side. 2nd and 10. The hand goes up the middle once again. Inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Butler on the carry that time. Gain of about 3. Next snap will be under 2 minutes.
Butler, 15 carries, 82 yards, and the majority of those obviously on that 52-yard play, his second run of the game. 52 yards that took them deep in Hobart territory. Approaching the 2-minute mark right now. 3rd down and about 5 for the Munster Mustangs.
From a clock management standpoint, Munster probably looking at 4 down territory here for no other reason that they could run a play and continue up the clock wind. Hand goes Butler sweeping right. He gets the corner, gets a block. He's got the first down and more to the 30, the 27-yard line, knocked out of bounds. Clock will stop, and Munster will keep the possession, and they'll be able to run the clock out. 1:47 is all that's left in this one.
Yeah, that takes him to 16 carries for 92 yards on that one. That will go ahead and give them their third down conversion of this half and their 5th first down. So this will probably be it for Hobart since it's like you said, 1:47 to go right now. They have no timeouts. They have to find a way to strip the ball right now to even have a chance at this game. So to split backfield once again.
Give us the fullback Dywan. He has a seam off right tackle. Able to get inside the 25 to the 23-yard line.
Daiwai with 5 carries, only 9 yards. So it's 2nd and 6 for the Munster Mustangs. Hobart hopeful just they can find a turnover somehow in this defense.
If you're looking for the last time Hobart was shut out, it was the second week of the 2014 season, a 21-0 loss to LaPorte. Dywan tries to bounce out of a tackle. Ricky swarmed to him as he tried to get outside. No gain on the play to the 23. We're inside a minute. Clock continues to wind. A 3rd down snap coming from Munster. They managed this one well, and Hobart will not see the football again.
Yeah, they've got to let that clock get down to underneath. Probably let it get down to 20 seconds. Oh, the referees are calling timeout now.
Munster started this drive their own 34-yard line with 6:17 on the fourth quarter clock. We're down to 42 seconds, and they're at the Hobart 23. Hobart now without their opportunities for a third down stop and couldn't get it. A die-run conversion, and then that Butler runner on the right side that really sealed the deal for the Mustangs.
Daiwa have to come off the field. That's why they stopped the play. So now they start the clock once again, 40 seconds and counting. 18 seconds left on the play clock. I'm not sure what Munster is going to do, if they're just going to go ahead and let the play clock run down and take it all the way down, take the penalty, and not even run another play. But if a penalty is called, the clock will stay stopped until the next play is run.
And there's a timeout. Munster. Ober Insurance Company offers all lines of insurance, including home, auto, business, health, and financial planning. They're located at 6929 Homan Avenue in Hammond and have served Northwest Indiana with insurance plans that best fit your needs since 1947. For more information, give them a call at 933-0076 or visit them on the web at www.ogreninsurance.com. It's Ogren Insurance, excellent service, competitive prices.
So Hobart's offense was basically non-existent tonight. Didn't see much of anything from anybody. The passing wasn't there either. Sam Erlock was 3 for 7 with a total of 23 yards in passing on the evening.
Inside 5 minutes ago, Valpo 23, Portage 14. In Duneland play here, it's Munster 7, Hobart nothing. The Stangs in victory formation. Melby takes the snap. Genuflects at the 28-yard line, flips the ball to the official, and that'll do it. Munster shuts out Hobart tonight at the Brickyard. Snaps a 6-game Bricky win streak. Munster now 3-5 on the season. And 2-2 in Northwest Crossroads Conference play. Bricky's fought a 6-2, 3-1. Big showdown coming up next Friday night against Lowell. You'll hear it right here on the Regional Radio Sports Network. We'll step away for 2 minute timeout. Kent and I will be back with the post-game show. We'll recap the second half scoring, which is to say we'll recap the scoring. Kent will have the final statistical story of the football game for you. Ryan will name our Center Bank performers of the game. What comes up after this brief timeout? It's a final, Munster 7, Hobart nothing. Back after this on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
Centier Bank is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schrag family has built a legacy of success through business and by servicing the communities of northern and central Indiana. Centier's not-for-sale promise pledges to the communities we serve that we will continue to preserve independent banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centier Bank is proud to serve the communities of northern and central Indiana. Please visit Centier.com for more information, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, member FDIC.
State Farm Insurance asks, what if you're walking out to your car and it's been mashed by a runaway garbage truck? Having a State Farm agent means having a real person to help you when things go wrong. So when accidents happen, you've got someone you know who will be there when you need them. In Hammond, Scott Angel at 6935 Calumet Avenue. Call Scott.